going live. 3, 2, 1. Welcome back. This is your host, DRM76Z, reporting you live from the graveyard way back down under. Today we'll be continuing our Warframe journey. Last parts, let me just do all this necessary stuff. Last time we were working on various things. We cleared Captain Vor's mission, and we have cleared many of the obstacles that we have needed. Now we are continuing with our journey, hopefully pushing through the Mars junction and heading to Deimos. Obviously I could head to Deimos right now, but I feel ill-equipped for the horrors of the moon. You will hopefully see those horrors this evening. And, like I said, my name is DRM76Z, and we'll be going through this journey once more. And hopefully, this time it won't cause any issues, I suppose. And I'm hoping that I've gotten this a little bit more optimized since I last started. But first, let's do that mastery quiz of ours, shall we? Mastery is important in Warframe. Generally, mastery is used so you can get standing. This standing, base mod capacity, and traces. I don't really use loadouts because I kind of find they're boring. But that's the whole thing about it. Just enjoying it, you know? Oh, did I switch? Oh, I will be fine. Oh, sidearm. I think I have the kunai equipped. Let me check. Don't know if the fire rose. Uh-oh. Okay. There's no real any capacity. Okay. I'm gonna have to do this very, very good. One. Two. There we go.
Ready yourself.
Generally, these mastery tests are quite useful, I find, for just showing you on how certain game mechanics work. And just saying, hey, have you learned the mechanic you should have? Generally, I find it's pretty useful for that. Obviously, I would never recommend doing mastery unless you trained beforehand. But since I've done these a few times now, I know what I'm doing. But, like I said... Oh crap, I screwed up my intro. Shit. Whoopsies. Let me complete this first then. Alright, it's been completed. This is DRM76Z coming from you live from the graveyard on wavelength 388. Today we are continuing the second dream of the Tenno ways. And to achieve this goal, I'm going to have to do a lot of content. And I mean a lot. And doing this content will take a while, don't get me wrong. Warframe was never built to be sped run for various reasons. And I'm going to achieve that goal. I'm going to see how far I can get. The objective of these streams has always been simple. I want to see how hard I can push until TennoCon occurs. I bought my ticket, obviously. I am a Warframe player. And I quite like Warframe as a game, so I bought TennoCon ticket, just like last year. But this time, I'm going to see how much I can do. Because I'm hoping to do a celebration like this almost every other year, I suppose, would be a cool little goal to have. And break up the journey in between by using various other components and other things to stream while on stream. But I think that's going to be the goal for a while. This stream is going to be a long one, and I prefer everyone just to chillax, enjoy the stream, and watch my bumbling from an MR30 back to an MR2. There's nothing wrong with being MR2, like for example, I'm already halfway. See? I only need to master 3 more weapons and then I can start doing it. I can get to MR3. And if I had that test, I could get to MR3 relatively quickly. But I was going to complete all the nodes, just do some cleanup operations first. But I think our journey to the moon and Deimos is more important. And you ask, where is that said moon? Well, dear viewer, the moon's gone. At the moment. We're going to fix that problem, hopefully, this stream. We're hopefully going to fix that little problem of Earth lacking a moon. I know it's a little hard, but we'll see what we can do. let's see where those pesky systems are. Perfect.
This location. Defend the extractors until you find an Arcwing part blueprint.
I've been dying to stream all day, and I was thinking of streaming earlier in the morning, but I thought schedule should be followed. Also, if you're thinking why this doesn't seem like the game of the week, this seems like just more Warframe, and you would be correct. The game of the week was going to be another game I quite enjoy. However, the problem was, I do have a stream schedule now, which is Tuesday, Thursday, and then Saturday. And Saturday was going to be... and generally, the stream schedule is going to be Saturday for Game of the Week. However, I wanted to get more Warframing done. This will probably be the only time Saturday will be dedicated to Warframe, just because I had a lot of activities for Warframe. After that, it will be more mystery games, unheard games, or indies that I just have on my computer, just to enjoy and play, depending on what it may be. I'm a variety gamer, so I play many different kinds of games, from strategy to action to horror, and a little everything in between. Might as well just do and play what I have in the old library. Quite a bit, man. Quite a bit. That's the good thing about it. It's just such a big library. I have an excuse to play it all now. Even the games I got on sale a while ago, never really tempted to play. You know, you always have those kind of games, you know. You have one or two of those games that you got on sale or looked interesting, and you just haven't had the time to play them or enjoy them much as you want. That's what I'm hoping to do with this Saturday schedule. With Saturday. It'll probably be late night gaming as well. For those two anyway. But getting to the secondary may be a little easier than the stream title suggests.
That's it. You found an Arcwing part blueprint. Head to
Getting
extraction when you are
to
ready.
the secondary requires a lot of shenanigans. And a lot more aggressive junction clearing. And I mean aggressive. But I'm up to the challenge, Jack, if you are. And like I said, there's no point of putting 1,000 hours plus to good use. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put all my experience, time, and effort to get to secondary. Don't get me wrong, it's no easy task. I gotta get to Neptune first. Neptune's not a stroll in the park, mind you. It may be when you have all the advanced player techniques and everything else, but when you're starting out, your redirection, your vitality, or your lifeline, without either of them, you're screwed. At the moment, anyway. Like I said, Excalibur is the most ideal Warframe if you want a power level. But at the same time, like I said, he's the face of this glorious game. And I rather enjoy playing Warframe instead of rushing it. But there are certain parts I do want to get to, because they're the more cinematic parts and the more interesting. Don't get me wrong, the likes of Silver Grove and everything else are quite unique. But, like you can see here, I don't have Morphtronics, Rubedo, which I would need in various places. So I couldn't build the Archwing even if I wanted to. So let's go get our Kubro. He's been cooking for the last 2 days. Oh, still an hour and 5. We'll let him rest. Right, I built him at the end of stream last time. So, let's see what we can do. So, we are just going to start clearing Mars. Mars will get us this junction. Complete the Heart of Deimos and kill the Sergeant. or Phobos. Visit the bazaar, crack 3 void relics, and refine a void relic. All very easy tasks to be done, of course. There's this, which is also good to do, so I'll do that real quick with some other burgeoning Tenno players. Oh, see, I got a fish there. Oh, he's a level 5. That's always good to see, seeing always new players in a game like this. It does kind of suck sometimes being stuck with the higher level individuals that really, really love doing the I kill everything F you. It is not an experience you want to enjoy. Sometimes you want a lazy day, right? You know, relaxing, chilling. Don't get me wrong, I'm guilty of that too, you know. I just want to play the game on autopilot and just enjoy all the sounds and everything else. Oh, he has the Nine Tails. Interesting. It's a cosmetic generally a lot of players have.
Eliminate all Corvus threats.
Like I said, these targets are slightly higher than my caliber at the moment. But like I said, like any kind of content in this game. Oh, I only have access to the secondary. Interesting. This must be a challenge one. That or I was disarmed. I was disarmed. I forgot about that. In some of the MR tests, they disarm you, as I showed earlier. Now, it seems I've been disarmed of all my weapons except one. Which is strange, because I thought I had Death Nikana before. Unless I'm sleeping at the wheel here. Not quite wide awake. Interesting. I lost my Nikana. So the highest level I have on this team is 19 guard. At the moment, I'm not going to try to get a prime chat. Farming's not really worth my time at the moment. And they take considerable amount of resources to build. I do not have options for those at the moment either. If I did, I would. Also, I'm Excalibur. So I always have another weapon, which is good. Sometimes not having a melee does kind of suck.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
For example, right now, my pistol's pretty good. Fair enough, it's not the greatest pistol in the world. There's a reason why it's called Mark 1, it's not the greatest. But over time, with some revisions and some modding, I could probably make it a decent little submachine pistol. But the problem thing is aimed at the fire weapon. It's not as good as a single DPS. In certain cases. Generally more fire means just more bullets down range, but you don't have the capacity. You might as well just be pissing ammo. Especially in some missions where you don't even have ammo drops. Or, well, you have ammo drops, just very limited. And I mean limited. You would sometimes wish for the ammo drops. For example, right now I'm using slash dash, so quite some effect. Slash dash is not a bad skill. You know, like I said, I'm not doing a lot of damage, so my team has to kind of carry me, unfortunately. Also, always roll forward in those laser breaks. They will be a pain in the ass to you later. They may not really hurt you, but they will hurt your These Warframe, I bet you anything, if you ask anyone at TennoCon, you ask about those damn laser grids on the tile set here, on the Corpus ship tile set, they would know what immediately you mean. Yeah, you know those lasers, and everyone would probably admit, yeah, those lasers are assholes. Definitely assholes. But that's the cool thing too, it kind of paces you. To a certain degree. There are some players that can just ignore that and just right gun towards you.
You have broken their ranks and they are on the run. Another
And again, I thought I saw some of the guys on the squad have... Yeah, they all have their... okay, so the quest did disable it. Good to know. This is why you always read your quest before you do it, or in this case, mission objective. I didn't read it, and now I'm suffering the consequence of that. I'm just gonna mute real quick to have a drink. Well, it
Mission
seems like that
complete.
objective was
Excellent
successful.
work, Tenno.
Now, we get a pretty decent weapon. Oh, in fact, equipped the rifle. I needed that. Generally, during this journey, I'm still doing the basic stuff. Getting my Excalibur high enough, getting my pistols high enough, and a few other things. Like, for example, I have no Organ cells. These become fundamental building parts for every single item. And I mean every single item. It's unfortunate, to be fair, because I know the reason why they're so damn pesky to get. Like, for example, these pistols have +4. You're like, oh, that's not a lot. But you saw how slow those other ones were. So if I put Heat Charge in, I can't put Hornet Strike, my favorite mod. But fire's our friend, and it's going to be our big friend for a while. And what I mean by that is Grineer have armor. Armor does not like fire. So, we pour enough fire into them, they will eventually keel over and die. And I'll tell you this quest here is a trap. Trap for lower level players. I fell for this trap. Do not fall for this. It's like, oh, go do Deimos to do this. No. Do all this stuff first. Like Stolen Dreams and all that. Do all this before doing Deimos. Deimos is a trap for new players. I don't care if you think you're really good at the game. Deimos will eat you and spit you out. That is Deimos. Deimos does not like you. It is one of the most hostile places in the open worlds, and it really hates you and your existence. And you will not like it. Also, I'm gonna have to get that Phobos junction, which takes some relic breaking, which I don't mind doing. But you can see here, all my missions are essentially locked. Ironically, I can do the Kuva Fortress, even though I have no idea what that even is yet. Which I find is uniquely hilarious. But I'm going to push my way all the way towards... Oh, this is a new screen. All the way towards Mars. This is probably because this is the first node. And I'm going to be pushing my way towards Phobos. If people aren't familiar, Phobos is that planet where Doom occurs, or some of the Doom games occur, you know, the original Dooms. Where they mention Phobos at least.
There is a large platoon of Grineer Marines stationed here. Leave no one standing.
So, for example, this is the Dax version, sorry, of that weapon we were using earlier. For example, we have a Dante. He's the new Warframe that just released with Unbound Dante. Obviously, the name is explanatory. And generally, Warframe is pretty generous giving you free cosmetics as well, so you generally don't have to be concerned about not how many cosmetics you need. Makes Sky and Dante's butt for a bit, but that's okay. I got a good shot of that too, so that's gonna be in the vid. Definitely want that. That juicy Dante butt. Anyway, not good wisps though, to be fair. Interesting, that player keeps hopping in and out. Before we saw him try to join, and then he hopped out. But again, he probably had a team
There's a heavy
issue.
unit approaching.
He probably disconnected. With all my passion for Warframe, I do find a discouraging amount of glitches and issues, which I think will always happen in a game like this. A developer, or anyone who creates a game like this, as big it as it is, with all of its immutable systems, will eventually realize that the players will always find a way to do things that the devs never intended. For example, Warframe has a bit of an interesting past with that devs versus players kind of thing, mentality. Devs never thought you could bullet jump like this. What do you mean by that? You think to yourself. What do you mean? You're bullet jumping right now. Of course it is. That's the fastest way of transporting in Warframe. And generally, Warframe didn't even have this kind of system. It's just your standard standard first-person shooter. And that being said, wasn't a bad thing. To be honest, it was a good thing.
The enemy is broken. Well done. Now get to extraction.
And generally, that was not the worst thing I was doing at all, I suppose. But back to my original tangent, bullet jumping. Bullet jumping was apparently created, or found out on how people could do a semi-standard thing with melee. When someone would try to melee strike with a certain combination, with mods, they would bullet jump, or a crude approximation of it with a sliding glitch, where they would use melee on stairs. And when they did that, the melee propelled them. Interesting little fact, apparently. But here's the thing about little facts like that. Any kind of fact you hear on the internet, or etc., you should always validate for yourself. For example, the thing I just told you was just from memory. Accuracy is what I try to keep myself on. Being accurate on facts and plot points I give as I do things in games like this. Because any kind of information could be used to eventually crucify you, unfortunately. As the modern day we live in, so that's just what you do. But, grim tidings aside, back to Warframe. Warframe is a game I think can be enjoyed by many, but are mastered by few. And what I mean by mastered is not on how high your MR is. Your MR, you can just get that really high without even thinking. Like for example, I could probably push MR 5 in like 3 streams. Actually, I have to wait each day, so probably 5 streams, just because the timer's on it. So pushing MR isn't hard. So what's the difficulty? The difficulty comes in on how you play. For example, there's many systems in the game where are very self-explanatory, very self-explained, and you know, you shoot, bullet shoots. But there's other things where understanding the game system and playing the game system is very different. And as a result, a lot of people forget about certain game systems and how they work. Because, for example, there is so much content or so much things you can do in this game. It boggles the mind where you can forget many of it. That Dante actually has a nice color too, I'll give him that. Let's leave him. Now, we should be able to build some of that good old archwing of ours. We have that, now we just need this. And this. That's not going to be too hard to get for either of those. But we gotta start unlocking things first. Like I said, I can shortcut through here and get to Phobos. But Phobos, I do need to require a few things. I need the ability to use relics and the ability to access her bazaar, which is not hard to do. So I'm gonna head to our bazaar real quick, and just so I can clear that quest requirement and meet her there. This gives you access to Iodine sculptures. Iodine sculptures are generally a good way of getting endo. Generally, you just kind of stock them up over time, and it gives you plenty of endo. I mean, lots of endo.
Welcome to Maru's Bazaar. You trading, or are you looking to pull some endo from Iatan treasures?
For example, I am MR2 now, so I could trade with these lovely people if I wanted to. That's what it looks like these people are doing here. They're doing trades. I've never been in the trade economy myself.
Tenno, remember me? We never got introduced.
I prefer not to trade
Name's
most of the time, but
Varsia.
if I'm starting my own clan and everything, I'm gonna have to get
Was
very
nice till our
sociable.
mutual friend over
Which
there
in the
popped my
graveyard,
pod.
I don't get a lot of
Wasn't
guests
too
or
happy
visitors.
about waking up
So this will
with
be a
all
new
my
experience for me,
friends
and I
dead.
hope you guys will enjoy it as well.
And a headache bigger
But
than
I doubt I'll
Hunhouse
enjoy it.
Pass.
Not my kind of style. I've always
But
been
a
a lone
looker
wolf in
sweet
these
as
kinds of
Maru?
games.
Yeah,
Even though
I can
they
help
do
you
seem like the
forget
game where there should be tons of players and interactivity, generally
You're not
squads
here for
will
my
keep
life
to
story.
themselves,
You're hunting
and general
antiquities,
gameplay
right?
will be kind of just
Crimes?
that, general
I
gameplay.
can make that happen. If you
But
bring me
at the
on.
same time, it's so fun to enjoy a game like this. Like for example, you can ask what Aya is and that. I can explain.
Well,
We can hear
Good
the
luck.
lady out, but I don't want to talk to her about it. So this is the woman I want
if
to
you're
talk to.
looking for Maru's Bazaar, you've
Yep, I
come
want
to
to sell my
sell
wares.
in,
Yep, I
are
have
we?
nothing.
Okay then.
Unfortunately, I don't have any Einstein sculptures. I've only played like 10 nodes, so I'm not expecting to have a lot of luck. But now, since we've been here, now we can say that we've done it, and we can finally go to the next part. Now we've unlocked that. Let's see here. Oh, there's a spy on Mars. There's only one lith at the moment. So I think our greatest benefit will be doing other nodes first. Doing Cobra, Vorus, and all this. Just so we can get as many things as we can, plus leveling our weapons. So this will be a pretty uneventful stream, I think. Just because on how much normal work I'm going to have to do just to get where we have to get going. It'll be a bit of effort, but I'm willing to put in if you guys are. So, we should. So we have Molten Impact. If we put Cold on here, we get Blast. Not the greatest damage type, mind you, but if it increases our general damage, I don't mind. It is better than being how weak I am now. Like I said, I can barely even do enough damage to hurt a Corpus crewman, let alone fight a bunch of them. And generally, the only way to actually get strong enough to fight most of them is just upgrading my general mods. A lot of these will be very beneficial later, and a lot of them will not be. Like for example, you know how that said it would take away mod pots? It didn't because of this modular. Which is good about this kind of thing. For example, now my stats are way better. And this will be quite helpful against most enemies. There are some enemies that will ignore my damage. But that is fine. We will just overwhelm them, like we always have. With hitting and power, is Vauban worth the effort? Vauban is. I think Vauban is pretty worth the effort. I think... Is he a warframe you can use for everything in content? No, but generally a lot of warframes aren't either. Like generally you won't be hurt using certain warframes, I find. There's only certain ones that I've noticed play for a specialty niche.
This is a mobile defense mission.
And lacking
You
that
must
niche
deliver
is
payloads and
very
defend a
important.
number of
Like for
locations
example,
while
this
igniting
person
the
here,
network.
they are
Prepared for
a
heavy resistance.
MR3.
I can't
Right,
do
so
this without you.
they are around my level, maybe one level ahead, right? But they have a prime, they have gospel. How is this possible? Well, primes circumvent a lot of the natural leveling system and progression. So let's say I'm still using Excalibur, right? If I really wanted to, I could bypass a lot of this game and try to bank on getting a prime, farm its resources, and then use only that prime, and I'd be set.
Got to find a terminal.
Especially frames like Gauss or other frames that are very independent. You can also tell this guy here, he has
This will take a moment.
the Seraphim. That is not an easy weapon to get. So, it could be two things. They bought it, which is more likely, because on how you obtain that weapon and its MR minimum, which I think is more likely. Which I'm fine with people paying for weapons they actually enjoy using and buying. That's up to them. But I do find it does kind of ruin the experience a little. Like for example, right now, these weapons should be like MR8 for me.
Continue to defend.
So I shouldn't even be close to getting these. And yeah, I am. I'm using them currently, getting down in their squadrons on the Mars right now. I forgot what time I was in for a second there. For example, I could probably take on the whole Deimos right now if I had to, and probably be relatively successful. But I have bad experiences playing Deimos. I'll explain to you why. In my early days of Warframe, when I first heard of Deimos, I never heard of that name before. I don't remember Deimos ever being there. I was like, oh, Deimos exists. That's cool. Let's try that out. So I tried out. It did not end well for me. Every creature on Deimos generally does toxic or corrosion damage. Like, well, that's not bad, right? No, generally not. However, if you were relying fundamentally on your shields and using ability power strength stuff, like stuff that increases your abilities and augments them, I did not survive long. I was mad, and it seemed like the creatures were immune to pull, or resilient to it.
This will take a moment.
And it takes a long while to actually defeat them. And I mean a long while. Phew! My apologies. But yeah, I'm hoping to do maybe a 7-hour tonight, I think. I think this is going to be a nice,
Continue to defend.
low and slow affair. Like I said, right now, this is just getting material. Doing the nodes and getting everything. Like I said, this stream is going to be a mob watch stream. And Game of the Week will happen next week, on Saturday. This is just so I can catch up with certain timers and other things. And the various other mechanics I wanted to do. Like, for example, this Xmas here was one I needed for that objective. As you can see here, they're dropping electronics, not neurodiodes. The reason why is what planet we're on. We're on Mars. Mars generally only drops electronics, not neurodiodes, even though we are killing the same faction, which is pretty neat. As you can see, I'm also getting
Here is a terminal. Get me in and get ready to
Feltrite instead of getting, no, I'm getting salvage instead of Feltrite, which I was getting for a while. And the reason why is because what planet I'm on. Planets will determine your resources, and be very careful on what planet you go to for resources. Don't go up by time, go up by what the planet says to do. Like, well, how do I test that? How to test that specifically is, you get something called extractors. I think I can actually buy one or two from the market. And with those extractors, you can tell what planet will give you what. You don't have to use the wiki as often as I will be doing during this playthrough. Even though I am knowledgeable, there are still things that even I still can't remember after 1,000 hours plus. Because they're either the minutia, or the generic, or there's other things in between. Right? And I can't be expected to remember everything. And so I always stress to people, do your own research when you play a game like this. Go, hey, is this a game right for me? Is this a game I can enjoy? Also, I'm calling it a TV commercial. Then again, my intro does kind of sound like a radio station, to be fair. But again, it's thematic, I suppose. It's just a stream to chill to, you know? It's me to stream, and you guys to enjoy the stream. Also, I'm being a bit of a dingbat. There we go. Yeah, I found my way. For example, I could be spending all my time right now farming Cetus, or Gara. Or I could be on Fortuna trying to get Garuda. However, both those warframes require a sizable investment, which I don't mind doing, of course. Also, that Gauss kind of went for the moon, I suppose. And look at that, those juicy creds. This is our key resource here. We'll be lacking for a while, is our cred resource.
Thank you for returning to me, operator.
Oh, nice. I got some credits and some endo. Thank you, Ordis. You know, I always see Ordis was probably before he was our Cephalon. He's probably some kind of greeter or some professional curator of sorts. He seems like he has the personality for it. Like you can see here, I'm quite disadvantaged at the moment because I haven't unlocked all these nodes. We're going to be fixing that very quickly. Like I said, a game like Warframe takes time, patience. Oh, right. I should probably show those extractors. I'll do that next mission. And it's quite nice to see the kind of things you can do in this kind of game. Like for example, in this mission, Sabotage, you overload a cooler or some kind of reactor or vice versa. See the big pull here? If I didn't have my Nakana there, I would have taken several hits from my skull and even hurt him. Also, like I said, those laser grids be damned. And if you want to get them to shut down, just shoot them. Just shoot the security camera. Also, I'm using the Paris Mark 1 right now. Generally, this is not a bow you should use. Well, I find the Mark 1 weapons I think are good to start off with, just so you have them and use them. It gives you a weapon variety. Does it give you the biggest variety of Warframe? No, generally not. But it gives you enough of a variety to know, okay, what kind of playstyle do I want for weapons? It does eventually boil down to big damage numbers and stuff like that, but initially it does show you, do I want to go close range, long range, do I want to just stick with melee, do I want to stick with long range, close range, because I can get a shotgun as well, the Strum, and use that as a Mark 1 weapon. Like, why would you ever want to use a really crappy shotgun? It's because it gives the player a variety on what they can use. So for example, like, my early days of Warframe, when I was a melee maniac, believe it or not, I would only use melee. Then again, my favorite Warframe is Valkyrie, so it's just on the track. And generally, I would only use that, Valkyries, or Valkyrie, sorry, Hysteria, and then I would use that, plus various other things, just to keep me alive and build with energy. It wasn't limitless, mind you. Something like that never would be. Like, for example, this mission is like protect, fuel rod, to destroy them. I'm going to do the destroy rod. It's a little easier and faster. Just put these guys down.
The reactor is going into stasis. Now is your chance to complete this sabotage. Use whatever you can.
So this is the coolant cell. This is the one that will force us to do a protect. But the one we want is a heat cell. Also, that damn laser grid. That'll always get us. Like I said, 100 hours or 1,000 hours, does not matter. You will load those laser grids when you're doing spy. You will load them. Yep, restart the reactor, and it will go boom.
When the reactor is restarted, this will trigger a meltdown.
As the Lotus just said there. Oh, right, I need the deadlock protocol. Nope.
Destroy the fuel injectors.
Alright, ship's gonna blow.
The
Let's bail,
reactor is
Tenno.
gone critical. Get to extraction
Uh-oh.
immediately.
Okay, I don't like they can do that where they initiate a lockdown right after the reactor blows. But it builds tension in the mission.
And magnetic anomalies.
It's funny, you can actually destroy these things instead of just going through them, but I don't have the ability to destroy them. Yet. That will be the second dream, and that will be a while. But like Wright said, right now is we gotta get to Phobos. Go to the Phobos Junction, and then this should be the last mission to Phobos. Generally, this would be a point where most regular players would quit, I'd say. That or Cetus. Cetus is a great filter for this game. Well, I shouldn't say filter, I suppose. I'd say an obstacle that a lot of players aren't willing to go above and beyond to clear. I can tell you why. Cetus is not the greatest to play on. I said this in the last stream, and I'll say it in this stream. Cetus is a place where you never want to be. It's like the bad part of town. You don't want to be there, but you have to be there because you have certain things you have to do, right? You have to be there, and you don't like being there, and that bad part of town is a bad part of town for a reason, and you go, I really don't want to be here, and yeah. It is not a fun time. Because right now, I'm going to backtrack through here and do all of these. Obviously, I can't do the Archwing because I don't have it. But I'm going to clear as much as I can. Just because I think clearing the star map now is probably the best way to get to the Cambion Drift and all that. And doing the Heart of Deimos at the same time as clearing Mars will give us a lot of advantage. I like clearing the Red Planet. The Red Planet's a fun place to be. Mars, anyway, I suppose. Mars is an interesting place, too. For example, Excavation will be our next. 9 to 14. Not bad, not bad. Like I said, levels jump up very quickly from Mercury, as where we left off was Mercury. But this night, we shall be fighting Corpus, Grineer, and our special friends infested. And they will be quite lovely. Quite, I have to say.
We're here in
Generally you have
search
to
of
do 2
lost
digs.
artifacts
I'm
and
hoping I only
items
have to do
buried
1.
deep below the surface. The scanner has picked up a target.
Like I
Go
said,
to the
generally
dig
the
site.
crux of this mission is they never spawn. What I mean by that is energy cells. You saw in my last stream that energy was quite hard to come by. Oh, also I need to learn how to aim. That is the problem. If I don't know how to aim, I'll never enjoy the fun parts of bows. Like, see there? I missed it. Like, see? Again. Again. Oh, no.
Excavator is
Maybe I'm a
ready
little
to
too
go.
chill.
Keep it powered and protected from enemy fire.
Yeah, I'm a little too chill in this game. Because, dear lord, I miss more than I actually hit things. Luckily, the bow doesn't shoot the cell with him. Generally, it's better to shoot, aim, shoot, aim. It's better to go out of ADS and shoot, because it allows you to move faster for shots. Generally, that's just basic third-person shooter stuff. And before, I was really good with this thing, the Paris. I did like the Paris Prime, even though my colors on it were a little ridiculous. I had an aquamarine sea color vibe before on my Warframes and everything else. Like, for example, I'm not going to spend all my credits on stuff that I don't really need. Like, for example, I might spend some, or my Nightwave creds, on a different look for Excalibur. Scally Sword, if you call them. Like, for example, I won't get Umbra for a while, and I'm content with that. Oh, see here? This is what happens when you get too distracted in this kind of mission type. You forget to load up your excavator. So you just want to load that up. And you want to continue. These guys are fast buggers as well. You'd never think because they look very lumbering and very heavy. But they can be fast when they want to be. See? Like that. But then again, they have jump packs. Then I just got him in the thigh there. Some near thigh, anyone? My other question is, creatures eat Grenier. Do they have any negative side effects from eating cloned individual? Because they have clone rot. Does it affect anything eating them? Would that affect them? Probably, when it gets like a disease, right? If it's a disease that affects them, it probably affects things that consume them, because there are things that consume Grenier, primarily the creatures on Deimos. But then again, the creatures on Deimos are essentially a biological nightmare, so I wouldn't doubt that eating Grenier would probably be healthy for them because their biology is so effed. And I mean effed. Like, you'll see it when I do Heart of Deimos this evening. The Heart of Deimos does not like you at all. And you're like, oh, it can't be that bad. I'm like, no, it is that bad. And it's like, what's so bad about it? The enemies and what they do. Like, there's just their damage thing. Like, I should just be maxing out health and armor just so I can handle Deimos. I might be Excalibur, but I still have certain things I need to beat them with. And there are some things I still don't like doing in this game, even after 1,000 hours. Like, you can play this game for a long time, enjoy a lot of the systems and the mechanics, but there will be still systems you will rather dislike. As you see here, I did Nightwave, hooray. And look at that, I've already completed 4. Generally I would do these in a single evening, but then again, my farther file has more availability. For example, I need to get 3 Lith Relics. Right now, I currently have, I think, 1. Let me check. Oh, I have 3. Oh, that's perfect. That's all I need. So, let's start some relic cracking, shall we? Relic cracking is just doing altered mission types. But, like for example, I could do that disruption on Olympus. But right now I'm going to do that sabotage. And this is a Mars sabotage. This one I'm a little unfamiliar with. each planet has a different kind of sabotage. Or a different kind of objective. For example, on Earth, it's to prevent Grenier from poisoning. On a ship, generally you blow the reactor. This one...
Okay, you're looking for the mainframe. It's critical that you deliver the payload to that location.
A mobile defense kind of like that. I gotcha. Let's see what we do, shall we? For example, right now, if I was how I played this before, I would be using pull, because I was mad. So pull brings targets towards you at a certain range, and if they don't have overguard. Overguard is that little blue bar you see on Xmas units. And, essentially, I would pull them towards me, and I would just melee them. And generally that's how it did for a long time. And now I can enter the reactor. Like I said, each mission on each tile set is a bit unique for sabotage. So sabotage is a bit of a unique mission type. Generally it's like complete like 2 mini objectives in a row kind of thing. So right now I reach reactor, and then I'm probably going to blow that reactor. Blow up, I mean, not actually, you know. And generally, that's all I'm going to be doing, is just getting that reactor. Also, I was thinking of joining Fortuna tonight as well, but I'm thinking of just getting to second dream first. Also, watch this. See how his body's on the door there? Now let's see when I break it. Oh, he actually stuck this time and disappeared. When I did that before with someone and opened a door, they shot right through and went into the wall or down the corridor. It was pretty funny.
Expose its core and destroy it.
All I do is just expose that core there, and this is where a rapid fire weapon comes in. Also, I don't know why, because oh my god, empty. Luckily, it's not like I shoot out 3 cells and they all go dark, and then I have to do another pass, just blow up a reactor.
Proceed to the extraction point.
My other question is, what is the point of trying to be on Mars here? It's kind of a pretty hospitable place. That's what I always thought. I thought it was really good in this game. Generally, you take over a place because there's resources or stuff like that, but it seems like they're just here, and there's no reason why they're on Mars, and like, why do Corpus have certain planets and Premiere have certain planets? It's not like they took them over. They're probably pretty barren. Especially places like Mars, and Earth was abandoned in the war. Well, Earth was infested and then got abandoned. Then the rich and wealthy went to the moon, but that will be a story explained later on. And generally, Earth was essentially a hellscape for a long time, just infestation. Or it was plague. I don't think it was infestation itself, because that would imply it would be like turned into Deimos. That or that life eventually just all died out, which I think is a little hard to believe, because they found infested again. And they're all still plenty alive. We see they're plenty alive. And they are not too happy about it. Because right now I only have access to that spy. I need to get a Revel on Mars. Where is that? There's Altar. Is it Altar it means? No, Arvel. Where's Arvel? Am I just blind? I don't see her. Oh. I have to do defense? Okay. Yeah, so I think I could probably do a relic crack spy 3 times. I think I have 3 relics, so that shouldn't be too bad. There is a really good relic grinding spot, and you can just use titania for it. So generally that's why I'm not too concerned having no relics at the moment.
Is at our doorstep.
Also, generally you get a ton of relics playing. Like, I mean a ton. Oh, Absent Star, need that. Or I-10. Always need those. Always need them. So, we just need to do 5 rounds of defense. Let's go. So, with Paris in hand, we're going to take down the Grenier. You see, they're shooting me with a shotgun. The audio design in this game is fantastic. I don't have my taxon on at the moment. I should probably put that on after this mission, just so I actually have a companion. So it's better in the early times of Warframe to be leveling at the same time as playing content. Just because you can get MR locked in this game, and it's quite easy actually. Quite easy to get MR locked. Because the problem is, there is a certain MR requirement for some quests. As we saw earlier with the Codex. Something like the Deadlock Protocol and a few other things do have pretty sizable, you know, caps on them. And I can see the reason why for these caps. I don't have to like them, mind you, but they're a cap that artificially lengthen the gameplay. But at the same time, I don't really mind because it does weed out people that wouldn't really play this game for long. Or people that would be like, oh, this game's boring because it's long. It's fine if you don't like long games. And it's also fine if you like the combat in Warframe. There are the games that do combat similar to Warframe that are shorter in length or aren't as grindy. But here's the thing, you can separate the gameplay between all of the building and getting new weapons and stuff pretty easily. And like I said before, the Mark 1 weapons actually offer a nice thing for newer players to use. Like, you can get the Mark 1 Bratton. You can use that instead of the regular Bratton if you didn't pick it at the beginning, which you didn't, which I picked Bratton in this playthrough, so I got the Mark 1 Paris. I decided to buy the Paris just to level it. And generally, that's what is so interesting, right? A lot of games wouldn't offer that. They wouldn't offer, oh, you can pay for, you know, creds for this, right? Credits is in, like, in-game currency. They'd be like, nope, if you wanted to play it like this, you'd have to build it. But no, the Mark 1s are, no, just buy the weapon. And buying the weapon offers you a lot. And I mean a lot of options. The other thing that hinders you is your weapon slots. Generally, you lack weapon slots to do things. Which isn't the worst thing in the world, mind you. Because it tells you to be very economical with your inventory and what you're keeping with weapons. Are you actually using this weapon, or are you just having it because you want it? Those are both fine in respects too. In both respects, it's okay to have a weapon you just really like having. I have a weapon like that in my other main account. It's the Korath Prime. I like the Korath. The Korath is your standard pump action shotgun. That's all it is, just a pump action shotgun with a unique airburst mode, where you launch a round in the air and you can detonate it in like 3 seconds after firing that like enhanced shell. And I quite like it. Like, I quite enjoy that kind of thing. Because that alternative fire mode is really unique, because it's the only one of its kind. That's what makes it amazing. I was going to try to punch through both of them, but I did not manage to do that. Ow. Got lucky there on that one. I thought the shield would take that arrow, but it punched right through him. Come on. Aim. Yeah, I don't like Grenier as much as Corvus do. Not because of the look. That's an easy thing to point out and go, oh, they're just a bunch of dudes in armor. They don't really have any kind of like aesthetic of their own. The reason I like the Corvus more generally is I like their whole aesthetic of, okay, they worship money as a religion. That's pretty fascinating. And the Grenier are more warlike or military-like. You're like, okay, they're military-like, but why are they military-like? And then you learn their history, and then you go, okay, but why don't they have any kind of, like, music towards them, right? Like, you'd think it would be marching music if they're military, or if they were miners, you would think there would be some kind of history of, like, songs or anything like that, but for the Corpus, there's no kind of music, Grenier don't have any music to them, for, like, their faction at all. You could probably argue the Armstrong, you know, the people on Cetus, could be Corpus, or Grenier, but I don't think so. I don't think they are Grenier clones, not even close. And if they were, let's say, they just haven't had the rod effect yet, but generally I'm pretty sure the cloning in Warframe prevents reproduction. So if that's the case, then why? But that's all speculation too, to be fair. I don't know for certain. I'm not a big lore buff. I do like reading lore from time to time, but I haven't read it all, and sometimes lore does ridiculous out. And it could change tomorrow as well. It could come out through those. Oh, actually, all the green are not clones, but synthesized humans or something, and they're all created to look the same, just so it's easier to manufacture them. They're just manufactured humans instead of cloning some person. Alright, defense complete. Yep, perfect.
We're done here. The extraction team.
And you always gotta wonder sometimes about certain mechanical ideas, like for example, the bows and heavier certain weapons that fire spears and stuff can pin enemies. There's a few of them. There's the Stilla, which is essentially a corpus nail gun, essentially a rivet gun. And then there is the, what do you call it? Yeah, so now I can do relic crack in here, but I can do a defense, which is something that is valuable for someone like me, because people are always cracking relics, right? So I can always piggyback off a squad, and generally this is where a lot of your leveling happens. Where, like I said before, I don't like playing level 100 ball players because they are so powerful, right? They're incredibly powerful compared to your average player. Like you see here, I have a level 2 Bolton squad with me, and he's probably similar circumstances if I didn't have already the big amount of gameplay and game time I spent in it. He would probably have the same amount and same perspective of, this game's really fun and all, but man, sometimes it gets ruined by by the more veteran players. And generally I can see why that's why Devere was kind of released. Devere was like, okay, it's more of a kind of a solo story you could experience by yourself and enjoy it with friends kind of thing. That's how I saw Devere. Devere was like a new beginning, as it once was. It still is to a certain degree, but you still have to go through a bit of Warframe here. You still play as your chosen Warframe for a bit. You choose to go through the Paradox and everything else. So it's not as beginning as it was once before, where you could go Origin start or Theory start. Because the Theory is a sizable piece of content. I mean sizable. As sizable as the Railjack. And I've already told you before why Railjack isn't that popular. It's very hard at first because you don't have the crew, nor do you have the mods to keep yourself alive, just like the beginning of the game. But at the beginning of the game, you can control yourself pretty well. And you can conduct, when I go like retreat or attack, or push or be pulled, right? In Railjack, you get ambushed quite hard, and you will be gunned down quite easily, and I mean easily. And it's kind of a design aspect, right? A design aspect of Warframe where you do have to use a lot, and I mean a lot of trickery sometimes, fighting certain things. And that's not a bad thing, right? Like, the game is difficult. Yep, he knows where I am. Good. Alright, Stalker, let's do this. Yep. I'm gonna fight him. Where are you, Stalker? There you are. You see, he's an Excalibur as well, but he's not me. Oh, wow, I got hate the first time. Wow. That is the first time I've actually gotten hate. At all. Ever. Hate is an okay melee weapon, I heard, but I hear it slaps pretty good, so I'm hoping to enjoy that in the next 12 hours from now. Which will be past stream, mind you. Maybe. Like I said, this is going to be a late night stream, gentlemen, so buckle in. Going a little too fast. So I do rather enjoy this game mode, even though it does become samey after the while. I mean very samey. So we have a Hildron, a Dante, and a Bolt. All good Warframes to a certain degree. Like, Hildron has a really good melee, a bit of melee arcane you can get on Whispers that will make her weapon damage insane for that melee weapon. Like, you can make her a one-shot queen with melee. Because Hildron's whole thing is her health is her shields. Generally, the thing that does defeat her is an enormous amount of toxin damage. Oh. This is the problem with control sometimes as well. Generally, I will accidentally use keys that I shouldn't use. And my god, does it make me feel like a klutz when I do that? Tremendously klutzy. Klutzy. Sounds like a word to me. Klutzy. Yep, they're getting reinforcements now. Luckily, this microphone I have does actually negate the sound. I have a fan going at the moment. It does kind of prevent the sound of the fan going, which is nice. And I think I might open a window. It does get a little hot when I'm streaming this kind of game. Not because the game is intensive on my hardware. The thing is just hot in closed space and all that, so let me just open a window. Alright, window is open, now I can let all that heat out. Uh-oh. So I think I just have general anxiety during streaming, you know. You know, it's funny, really. Streamers make it look so easy. You know, they just have thousands of viewers and followers and all that. And starting out, it's kind of difficult to a certain degree. I feel really nervous all the time, just thinking I'll do something really stupid or something. But at the same time, it's kind of fulfilling, I suppose would be the right word. It's just me sharing my passions about video games and just playing the video games I love kind of feels so good, you know, just amazing. And I think that's why I want to do this. I just want to make a chill thing that I can enjoy. I just go, yeah, it's a game I really, I think the Fang Prime might be a better worthwhile thing, because that's a Warframe part. Blade. At least with these, I can actually get a decent weapon at first. Okay. Oh, I like that one they have of Mother. That's pretty cool. That is not bad, actually. Not going for the evac. Interesting.
Very impressive, Tenno. You held them all back. Time to get out of here.
I wonder how much this thing takes to build, because I've never seen this thing's build requirements, but it probably has an Auric and Cellar 2 in it. Knowing it, oh, they got the pack for Dante, or at least the head, because that's the new headpiece that came out with Dante. Because every Warframe when they release, they get a headpiece, and his doesn't look bad. So I'll go to melee weapons. Oh, that's actually not bad. Nanospores, that's from... Nanospores is from infested tile sets like Deimos, which I dread. Also, this is the reason why I wanted to get Fang. Fang has just handles and blades, that's it. And it's... I'm not gonna say it's the best prime in the world. Fang Prime is essentially your newbie weapon. It's your, oh, this is your first prime you'll get, like Paris or the Bratton Prime or the Burston Prime. Anything like that. Like, for example, I'm trying to remember if I had anything built. I think I've already claimed it all. And then things like these, right? I want to collect at least 10 of them. You eventually get so many, you just go, oh, there's another thing I don't need. Toss. You know, hunting a lich. Oof, that's bad, son. Liches are a system that's introduced later on in Warframe after the War Within. The War Within is, I think, one of the... I don't know, at the beginning of the Tenno's journey, you wake up, you do Fortuna, you awaken, you do a lot of stuff. And I mean a lot of stuff. Like, for example, what have we already done? We've done quite a sizable bit on this journey, and we're not even close to being done yet. Not even close, right? So... like, for example, there's so many weapons you can use, you can get, and enjoy. So, like, for example, I don't have enough Void Traces yet, but with another run, I'll be able to do 2 of the things Phobos needs, which will be crack 3 liths and do, do enough stuff. So the thing I need for lith is just doing this mission over and over. Hopefully I can crack another one with this squad here. And then I get the requirements, and then I can fight the Spectre, and then get to Phobos. But at the same time, I want to max out Mars, because Mars is a big junction point, because Mars will have Titania Pass, or Tyon Pass, which has the Sutrine, but you can't get Sutrine until you do Deimos. So I'm going to have to do Deimos first, get that all unlocked, and then I can start working on that. It might sound like a methodical plan, but... I am literally just on the edge of my seat doing this. I am not being like, I have everything planned out and everything's gonna work out just fine. No, it's just, I gotta just play the game and hope for the best. Sometimes you are at the mercy of RNG, and sometimes RNG will hate you. Like, for example, this mag is similar to me. Very low level, very, you know, probably not really experienced in Warframe compared to me. And they probably are just enjoying the game, which is amazing. Because once you get to a certain MR, right, generally you start loathing lower player MRs. Like, oh, this person has no idea what they're doing. This person knows everything. And this one just does everything for you and stuff like that, right? Like, this is the equivalent of high-level gameplay for Warframe. Essentially, someone is just one-shotting everything. Someone's giving the team just invincible. And another person is just trying to wander and do something, right? Trying to contribute as much as they can, but they can't because they're all dead before they even spawn. And I think Warframe is a game of power fantasy. Like, you want to be powerful in this game, right? You know, you just see all the enemies crumple because you did one thing. It's an amazing feeling. But it does kill the mood for a lot of other players where they're just like, hey, I want to get that powerful too. And like, well... you better get to a certain MR, clear all the notes. Like, it's like a long list. And even then, that long list isn't even half of the stuff you need to do to get powerful. And even then, like, there are early game builds and everything you can use that are decent, right? But they require resource to get there. Like, you need a lot of resource. Even with the low power stuff, you need a lot of resource to get stuff done. Because, like, the certain mods that are, like, certain, like, you need this mod... are ones that are locked behind a lot of either mid-game or late-game content. Like, for example, adaptation, right? Adaptation. That mod is locked behind arbitrations. Arbitrations is locked behind Steel Path. So, to get arbitrations, you have to beat all the nodes in the game. You're like, okay, that's probably a good 100-hour chunk of time. You're like, okay, I beat that. Now I get adaptation. Not so fast. To get adaptation, you need virtue essence. You're like, well, how about it's getting virtue essence? You have to do a hard game mode where if you die, you lose. You essentially can't be revived unless you get a special revive mechanic just to get, you know, your health back, which causes massive issues. Because if your team is like, oh yeah, we're gonna leave this guy, you can actually just die there before being revived. Or I've noticed this, if you're dead long enough or down long enough, you will actually be considered dead. And when you're dead, let's just say the game itself would be like, yeah, you're not going to get resources anymore, which is fair. It prevents people from just camping certain things. Where they're just like, oh yeah, well, you're dead, that sucks. And it's good that you can actually leave the quest if that happens to you. It'll happen with Arkham Hunts if you die, and no one can res you in time. Generally, you stay dead, and you'll eventually say, oh yeah, you can't, you won't be able to get any rewards from this quest. It's probably so people wouldn't just like all get down except one guy, and the one guy does the quest. But at the same time, like, I've never seen someone actually do that. But I'm thinking it's a system to prevent such a thing. And to prevent that thing to occur. Like, for example, I am missing one blade. Ooh, which was like, for example, my arrows don't do enough damage to even hurt Corpus, no alone even itch them. Because right now I don't have any decent mods on my Paris here. And even if I had really decent mods on it, it's still a single fire weapon. Generally people prefer rapid fire over single fire in this game. Just generally because you can do a lot more effects with rapid fire weapons.
Unless you can handle more of the enemy.
Like with status and everything, right? More bullets you hit an enemy with, the more status they'll gain. Plasma, Maser handle, these are what you want. Primes here, this is what you want. Actually, I'll get the Phasma, because this is a decent shotgun, even though you see there, MR Mastery 14. I won't be able to build it until I'm MR 14. So, uh-oh. Am I the only one that's willing to do this? Yeah, I'm the only one willing to do this. Nope. Here's the thing, I am a capable player, but I even know my limits when I play a game mode like this. I know that I wouldn't be able to survive it, let alone do it. And generally, like, normal early game stuff is you're unable to do certain content because you don't have the material required or a lot of other stuff, right? Like, for example, I can get my tax on now. Let's go to companions here. Default companion, tax on, sentient weapon, the ATIX. Now, with a companion, I can't do much, right? I don't have any mods that are level 2. So, he will go unmodded for now, just because of my low level. But the thing is, there's nothing bad being low level in this game at the start. At the start. I do have a problem when people stay low level just because they think it's easier. It's not easier staying low level. Also, my Easter colors do not work on my taxon. Let me fix this. So I want it... because it is pastel, right? I'll keep my taxon its regular appearance and default colors, because it does look kind of nice. It doesn't work as well as Excalibur, because the taxon has different colors, like tints and everything. So it makes it look more pastel than it is. And then with the Paris here, as you can see, I haven't given it a single mod. That is very bad decision making on my part. Let me fix that. And then, point strike. Even though I'm not doing a lot of critical damage, I still have a decent critical chance, and I don't have anything increasing my crit damage, but every time I do higher crit chance means more crit damage I will do it by virtue of volume. Even though, arrows should be shot one at a time, but, details. That is details for the people that like delving into that stuff. Like, for example, you can put suppress on this, which is funny. You can make any weapon silent, even rocket launchers. It is absurd, but you can do that. There is a few rocket launchers in the game which you make, quote, silent. And I'm like, are you sure you're just not making the enemy deaf instead? Like, they're just too deaf to hear you. That's what I always think. It's not because you've muted, your rocket launcher. It is because the enemies are just so deaf they can't hear it anymore. That's what I think it is. I think it'd be funnier if that was it too. Converts 60% of energy used up. That's only good if you're like a massive energy build. Like, that was good with my Valkyr at a time. But it wasn't the greatest for it because it's gunning on the idea that you're going to be always depleting your energy. And that's not always the case. especially with certain, you know, attack styles and all that. Oh, I already have Organ Shatter. I need the other one. Oh, True Steel's already on here, right? Martial Prowess, True Steel, yep. Energy Depletion, North Wind. Yeah, North Wind will work. And that's generally my build at the moment. It is not the greatest. So certain things, like, all my stuff is really low. Like, I'll put Streamline in here, because that'll help. Reflection will only work if it... Like, Continuity doesn't really help Excalibur, because that's not upping my damage. I need Intensify pretty high. Like, for example, I don't need Continuity. Continuity's not going to do anything for me. Stretch might benefit me somewhat, but I don't have the capacity at the moment. Then a lot of my weapons are pretty decent at the moment, so I'm doing okay. Like, I'm not doing the best in the world at the moment, but I'm not doing awful either. Like I said, here's Nightwave. We're gonna go to the shop real quick and pick up if there's any Excalibur stuff. Equinox, Magos. Oh, might actually be the first time I've seen no cosmetics for our main man here. Interesting. Oh, this must be all the Frost stuff and everything right now. Frost, Chroma. The Karak. This one's a cool gun. This is a gun you would like. This is just your standard assault rifle. It is so nice. Don't get me wrong, it's basic, but the thing is, it is basic, and that's what I love about it, is it being a basic weapon. Like, for example, this is the time when you get by like something like the Plasma Sword. Wow, I can't even buy the blueprint because it's mastery locked. Interesting. I didn't know Nightwave would do something like that. Would it let me buy Vauban parts though? Oh, it lets me buy Vauban parts. Interesting. But I can buy the Dark Dagger, which I'll do that as well, just so I have it. And this is one way to bypass that Kuva restriction for Garuda. If you don't have the ability to get Kuva yet, you can buy it from Nightwave, which does kind of break continuity slightly. Well, there's a lot of things that break continuity in this game, so I'm not going to be a lore person who's like, oh, that breaks continuity, that breaks continuity. A lot of things in this game break continuity, its own continuity, and yet thousands still play it, so that is not the worst thing. Yep, a Sasha. Ooh. I didn't know you could actually have... I'll name her... What MR am I? 2? So, Mark 2. I was going to name after... Like, every pet I get, I was going to name them as puns. Mature for combat. Yes. Mark 2 will grow into a big Kubro. And then... I don't know if this is the Luke Kubro or not. I don't think it is. I think this is the... other kind of Kubro. But now I need to get its collar and everything. But first, let's do Phobos. Or the road to Phobos first. So we'll be Phobos, and then we'll do Kubro, just get it maxed. And then we'll probably head to Deimos, which I think is the plan. I think that will be the plan. But let's hope it actually works out. So I'll upgrade the relic to level 1, exceptional. Because it just said upgrade a relic. It didn't say how far to upgrade the relic. Generally, if this was my main account right now, I would be... Oh, it's up here. Interesting. Yeah, so there's an Excalibur level 1, a Volt level 1, Excalibur level 2, which is this handsome devil right here, and a level 20 Prime Bolt. Okay. I could have put the anti-faction mod because I knew I was going to fight Corpus. But generally, anti-faction is good for if you're very low level or very high level. Or let's say you're like midway through the game. Generally, anti-faction doesn't matter. And even high level, you can get away with just pure more damage. Generally, there is a plateau of sorts where generally it's way better just to do more faction damage. And like I said, there are some times when you're like, okay, I don't really need it. Because generally you don't have to think, oh, I need to know what faction is weak to what all the time for element types. And you can just generally replace that with the faction mod itself. So let's say you're fighting a bunch of Corpus and you don't know lightning and radiation's pretty decent on Corpus generally. For various reasons, like lightning cuts their shields, radiation does a bunch of fun stuff, and toxic. Toxic's your primary you want to use. Or viral. Viral's a good one too. Well, I've noticed a lot of times there are like a lot of damage types that do a lot of stuff, and then there's like two that you never use, which is like blast and gas. You never use blast or gas. And I don't know why that is the case to a certain degree. And I've never understood why. Like, I know gas is an interesting element type. And it's a bizarre one, too, because it's one of the ones that are considered really dangerous, but no one really uses gas. On their weapons, anyway, and I can't figure out why they don't. And I doubt anyone here could tell me why. I just know people don't generally use gas. You don't use gas, and you don't use blast. I understand why blast, but blast is just a accumulation effect, and then it does decent damage after accumulation. But that accumulation isn't really required, because it'll kill the enemy before it accumulates enough to blow up. So you'll be like, oh, it's already dead. And you're like, oh, that's kind of disappointing, isn't it? And you're like, yeah, it is disappointing. It's very disappointing. Like you see here, like my guns do no damage whatsoever. Which is okay. Like, I'm not expecting to be mowing down Corpus this level with the mod setup I have at the moment, right? I haven't built myself for like anti-Corpus or anything specific, right? Like I said, it helps early level because you don't have a lot of setups yet, you don't have a lot of resources to upgrade, you don't have a lot of things. So it's like, oh, it only takes like 2 mod slots. It's easier than a damage one, which will take a minimum of 4. So you go, okay, and it does make you think, okay, what is this enemy weak to? Who are they? Blah, blah. Which I like. I like it makes the player think on what's more practical. But also, I don't like the restraint. Like, I'm fine with, like, making players think, but I also think a game like this should be more of a chill game, where you're just like, you know, I just hop into Warframe for an hour, just blasting away some futuristic scientific-looking dudes. It was great. And then there are, like, you know, top-tier meta plays and all that, and how to fulfill, you know, using an Excalibur or using X Warframe to like maximum limits and all that. And there are people that do that really well, right? The Epic Engineer, he's one that does content on Warframe. Actually, that's how I learn a lot from Warframe stuff. I'll also watch White Angel as well. He's pretty good. Headshot will do a video occasionally. I think he's one of those guys where he'll do a video every once in a while, but he won't have like a dedicated upload schedule because he probably has a busy like life besides Warframing, which is fair enough. You Warframe a little too hard for too long, you kind of go crazy, like very crazy, and you go, yeah, that's Warframing for you. And you know, that's how it goes sometimes. Unfortunate, maybe. Like, for example, I just slash-dashed into that, and that was pretty funny. Like, I'm wondering, Warframe 1999 is coming out soon. I'm wondering if it's going to be a revamp of the Origin system in 1999, which would be interesting, because there wasn't a lot of things back in 1990 in space. Still isn't to modern day, which is 2024. There's, like, Challenger Station and all that. You know, or sorry, the International Space Station, Challenger's probe and satellites and everything, which came out around the 70s, so we could probably have gameplay there and have like some kind of like advanced science action or something from 1999. But I think it will be more like a kind of a fever dream. I think 19 is going to be a bloody fever dream, and I'm going to enjoy it. I might actually stream it too. Like I said, I'm going to see how far I get with this whole Tenno's journey, right? Like today is going to be Warframe, right? Obviously, we're in Warframe. This has been an hour plus so far already. And, you know, in 20. I should have a starting soon thing as well, so I have like the room started up beforehand, but at the same time, I'd rather just get right into the gameplay, right? Also, I love we all have Paris. Paris Mark 1 because I'm special. I only want to use the Paris Mark 1. And everyone probably looks at me like I'm some kind of filthy filthy credit buy your weapon guy. Like, oh, it's disgusting, you bought your weapon. Octavia would be good, especially this early game, so I'll go with Octavia, because she's locked at the moment. Relics get vaulted, and generally become less accessible, and so it makes certain Warframe parts and everything else more unique to obtain. And a lot of people early on don't understand that, so when they see, oh, I've heard of that Warframe before, you should always pick up that one. Like, I have an intimate knowledge on what Warframes are currently out of vaulted, what's vaulted, and everything like that generally. So I try to keep myself up to date with that kind of stuff, just so I'm not in the lurch when I'm doing stuff like that and go, oh, what Warframe's available again, or whatever thing is available. Now we can do Phobos, which is great. But first, we should probably use a heavier setup than we currently are using. Like, for example, I have a Dex Prime, Dex Secondary, and Dex Melee, and I don't have any of those for that, but with my Brat in here, this beautiful boy of a weapon, I can give it this Infected Clip, and I could give it Rupture or Slash. Slash is generally better, because now I'm doing 46 damage, so I increase my Slash by only like 1.9 points, but that's still better. Then I gave Toxic 5.8, and you're like, that's not a lot of damage, and it's not. But with the volume of fire I can unleash with the Bratton, it's enough to take down Phobos' Spectre. It should be... Don't do that often. I do that a lot. I will misclick, or well, mispress, and I will accidentally start missions, and then I quickly bail. You know what's funny? I love Mag as a Warframe, and... Oh, she's level 20. I might be a dead man. Yeah, I wasn't letting her get that off. See, Dax Nakana, broken as hell. And yeah, that's how it goes. It goes, Dax Nakana breaks game, and it's great. Don't get me wrong, it is breaking. Uh-oh. I think I might just hit a button I shouldn't have. Whoopsies. Huh. Is there anyone in chat that wants to give me a hello for this evening? Oh, Catalyst. Yes, I love that. Uh-oh. Phobos. This is where I get to the first one of the void. Come on, chat. Give me a hello or something this evening. Come on. Someone's got to say hello. Anyway. Garuda. Rhino, Vaughn. I'm pretty sure I can buy Vaughn's main blueprint from the store here. V. Where is he? Really? Oh, there he is. Yeah, so you can buy his main blueprint. And he's not a bad Warframe, like... Vaughn is not a bad Warframe by any circumstance of the imagination, of course. And generally it's pretty good to see like something like Vaughn in the game. Generally he is a good control frame. And a lot of people are like, oh, you don't really need control in a game like this, you just need more attack. And I'm not going to argue with, okay, is attack more appropriate? So let's do Stolen Dreams. Stolen Dreams is where the quests first become really serious. I'm pretty sure I need Stolen Dreams to do the new Strange, which will get me to Europa Junction. Then Nakata, complete the Natah quest line I need to do. Where's Natah? Rising Tide, Chains of Harrow, Sacrifice, Silver Grove, Zariman, A Few Words, the Jordis Precept, Whispers in the Walls. I do like just New War and Heart of Deimos. That we'll get to. Jupiter Junction, Zariman, which is after the New War, which isn't a bad one to be fair. Talk to Amma, New Loke. Yep. Actually, it's funny, I haven't done the pledge system yet. Oh, I need rank 3, that's why. That explains it. Dream, Deimos, Deadlock Protocol, which I should be able to do soon enough. Tempestrati, this one's a good one. But you need a dry dock and everything, and that's a guild-only thing generally. So I'm going to start my own guild because of that. And I'll do that at the same time, I think. I think I'm going to enjoy doing this part. So what I'll start doing now, play missions on Uranus. So I need to get to Uranus next then. Because I thought Stolen Dreams was a way to get to second dream, which I thought it was, which I thought was interesting. Is it not? The New Strange. Okay, so that's what you need to do, New Strange. And then that, which I think the New Strange gets you something else, I think. So I'm gonna still do that anyway, because I know that Stolen Dream is something I've done before.
This is unexpected. After decades of searching, the Grineer finally uncovered the last of the arcane codices, only to lose it to some thief.
Okay.
Tile Regor must be livid, which means this Maru is in real trouble. I need to have a word with her before the Grineer do. I have tracked Maru to this Corpus outpost. Bring her to me for questioning. Be as persuasive as necessary. She may not want to come with us, but it's in her best interest.
What the Lotus just said, be persuasive, is we use our sword to say, come with us, please. That is our persuasion. It works all the time. See, these corpus come with us too. See? See, she's a heavy shield kind of person. And she went invisible. Unfortunately for her, my invisibility sight gain is strong. Very strong. Yeah. And we're just gonna bail from the corpus. We'll do some slash dashes as well. Cut them down a bit. Like I said, after this one, after the New Strange, or Stolen Dream, sorry, we'll work on Deimos. Get that done this evening as well. And then we'll probably finish Mars up and the Mars Junction. We'll fight the good old Sergeant there as well. Just get that all done. And we should probably have enough endo and everything else to start doing some real upgrades. But since it's the credit booster for the week, I kind of want to get this play section nice and long as well. Especially with how much stuff we can do. Like, we have a lot to do, so you on my journey with me, you're going to experience a lot of shenanigans. Because generally I want to get as much as I can done. See how much I can get done. And generally for example, I could have slash dashed them all and spent time, but a little out of time this evening, so we're going to do as much as we can, as quickly as we can, regardless on how skilled it is or how sloppy it's going to be. I have a feeling I'm not going to be not that accurate in the next few hours from now, so I rather enjoy it, you know, lean back, relax, and enjoy the deep fonts of this game.
Oh, so you tin suits who want to know about that arcane codex? Is that all? Okay, here goes. Tile Regor offered up big-time credits for me to pull the code from some strange machine on an infested Orican derelict.
That's not good.
Thing is, I never much liked the Grineer, so the code I pulled ain't the code I gave them. I guess they finally figured that out. I bet you're looking to get your hands on the code. Too bad. I already sold them to the Corpus.
Of course she
Now,
did.
if you were to make it worth my while,
Of course she did that. I know, playing the game, you want to make as much money as possible and everything, and Corpus obviously have the money to do so, compared to the Grenier. But at the same time, come on. You just screwed the... Well, okay, we didn't really
listen
ask her
up, you
nicely.
tin suits. With the Grenier itching to torture the life out of me, I've accepted your Lotus's offer of protection. In return, I'm gonna help your sorry behinds find that arcane codex.
My
I should
Tenno are
back
quite
up.
capable, Maru. Perhaps you would prefer it if we dropped you off outside the nearest Grenier mining asteroid.
Wow, she always this much fun?
Yeah, the Lotus has very little tolerance for nonsense, which I like about her. She's funny like that.
Here's the business. The Corpus
Oh,
are
the
keeping
business.
codex
You work
in
with
one
him
of
in
these
Fortuna? I
fortified
know that
data
guy.
vaults.
Pretty cool
You
dude.
gotta
I met
break
him a
Take
few
what's
hours ago.
yours without triggering the data destruction sequence. The data vault is nearby. Do your best and try not to trip the alarms.
Out of spite, I probably want to trip all the alarms. I should have brought my Paris instead, because, silent weapon. So it's saying A is right here. So let's see if it's right behind door number 1, shall we? Okay, I must be either bloody blind, or it is somewhere I can't access to. Oh, is it up? It's probably up, isn't it? Yes, I was just saying a bunch of nonsense. Yeah, I think it's up. I think we should disable
Oh, now you've
grid.
gone and done
Ow.
it. Get to that console, quick!
Nuts. Oh, right, it's right here. Yeah, that is a dumbass decision right there. Like I said, I'm used to be really good at spy, but there's so many different variations. It does make your head spin wondering on how many there are. Tons. There we go.
Well, it weren't pretty, but you got what we were looking for. You got that codex. Why don't you see if the Corpus are hiding anything else in the other vaults?
You know what's funny? I look back at these quest designs and I'm thinking, oh, this is trying to explain certain game modes. Like this one's saying, oh, this is how you do spy and capture so far. Because at this point, you wouldn't have really experienced these missions yet. And it seems very tutorial-esque on like, oh, this is a capture mission. This is a spy mission. But they're adding like a bit of story behind it so you know why you're doing it. Like, so you're not like, oh, well, I'm just here to steal stuff. Why are you here to steal stuff? I was just told to. That's all you know.
The data vault is nearby. Do your best and try not to trip the alarms.
Yeah, so I can take the bypass over here. I can take up here. I can go up here. Uh-oh. They saw me. Okay. Oh, crapola. Again? Okay, fine.
Now hurry up and get the data
All the way to the
before
bottom.
it's destroyed.
My tax on keeps my shields up, so I'm fine with that. Like, other vaults aren't this forgiving. The Orican ones on the Lua are very unforgiving. Oh.
For a second there.
Like I said, I'm also really good at fucking up an alarm and then doing the alarm instantly, so there's always that oh crap factor and then oh never mind kind of factor at the same time, so I'm not too concerned when I fumble one of those, but at the same time, it always gets my heart rate a little up when I go, uh-oh, I screwed up another one. Because you could play thousands of hours and still screw up the easiest mission type. Oh, I should probably get that Cephalon fragment. There we go. Which probably describes Venus. Yep, cool, Venus. Right, I forgot we're on Venus. All I know Venus for is Fortuna, so that's the only thing I know it for. I know there's other things on Venus. I think there's a quest on Venus specifically.
Data vault is nearby. Do your best and try
I'm more
not to
excited to
trip
do
the
New War.
alarms.
That's what I'm excited for, is just getting to do New War. Yeah, there's no
There you
way.
are. Get moving.
Really? Okay. Yeah, just the security hates me, I suppose. Ow. Luckily the Taxon's giving me a lot of overshield. It does not help I'm cold. Hold status effect. Does not like me at all. Okay. Let's go.
You've explored all the vaults and found that arcane codex. Your Lotus told me to tell you to get to extraction.
That is pretty funny. The Lotus is just like, yeah, you are ours now. You owe us. It's like, what, you kidnapped me? It's like, yes, but we kidnapped you for your safety, not ours. That is the funny part about this quest. It's like, they just kidnapped this random woman just because she stole info that is important to the Tenno. That's all we did, you know? We were just like, yo, you are our property now. And she's like, I disagree. It's like, well, we can just drop you off in the middle of space. And she's like, well, probably dying with no oxygen is probably not best. It is hilarious. Like, hilarious. Anyway, though. We got this. We definitely got this. Whoop. We got all the arcane codices now. I could not imagine if missions like don't get caught, because I would have failed that immediately, which would be hilarious. That would be funny, but at the same time, I'd rather not do that. Actually, I think my doubler's gone now, I think. I don't... Or how long does it have
I've
left?
been looking into these arcane codices.
I have an hour and
Did you
20
know the
minutes.
corpus are
Oof.
in possession of 3 codices, and the Grenier 2?
Take... Yeah, so this is just spy missions.
Nobody has ever examined them all together. That's our plan.
Oof.
The corpus seem to think they'll be...
Jesus. Some warframes can buff your allies. Try... Yeah, like, Valkyr.
Rue tells me that the Grenier are storing their 2 arcane codices on this galleon. You need to find both to complete this mission.
Okay, Corpus maps, or sorry, Grenier maps, I generally don't like sometimes. Just because, man, these guys are heavily armored bastards. That was my Connor was like ripping apart Corpus in the last level. Oh, this guy is the one who steals my guns. Hope he does not get to live. He has stolen way too many of my guns before. And my god, does it get tedious. Reclaiming them all, and you're like, where did my secondary go? I'm like, oh, did I drop it again? It's like, no, he grabbed it from you. Luckily, they don't grab it and use it against you, because there's certain weapons I have that I would never want the enemy to have. Uh-oh.
Alarms.
Well.
Data destruction is imminent. You need to hurry.
Well, that didn't go as planned.
Verified.
I thought I'd one-shot that. Yeah, armor is still no joke in this game.
That's an arcane codex.
Wait. Why is there a jackal on board? Uh-oh. That's a run. That is time to run. I will not be able to fight that guy. Not at my current strength, anyway. And there is... Oh, man. Generally, I use Valkyrie's grappling hook to deal this kind of stuff. Don't have it right at the moment, because I don't have her. So, I'm just gonna have to rip and tear through until we can get to her. And she's on Neptune. Or Jupiter, sorry. Jupiter, because it's Ally the Hound that drops her. So, I could rush to get Jupiter to get her, or rush to do the story. I'm gonna do both. Because the story and getting to the junction are essentially the same thing. You can see I got no witnesses, which is good. It's just funny that I'm getting stealth kill bonuses. Because I'm just killing them fast enough that it's considered stealthy. That's just stealth, right? That's how stealth works. You just kill fast enough and then you're considered stealthy if no one sees you because they're all dead. I don't think so, but hey. Yeah, so I gotta... Whoop. Yep, that was close. Now let's just whittle my grow up to this black butt over here. Okay. Oh, it's not a sense bar. Interesting. Uh-oh. You kidding me? Jesus. What would that do? What the hell? Are you kidding me? I have to hack multiple consoles? Jesus. You kidding me? Oh, because they spawned in here. That's why.
You got it. The data is still
Oh,
intact.
God.
You found an arcane codex.
Alright, let's go.
Time to see if there's anything else
We got,
remaining
we got work to do. We got to see, of course, Lotus. Of course we're going to go over there. We got work to do. I'm more hoping, because this is on a Grenier tile set, I was more hoping I was getting near diodes from this. But it seems like these guys are refusing to drop them. But I'm pretty sure this isn't Earth, so I don't think they would. But this isn't Mars either. Where am I? That's the only place I have that are Grenier right now is Mars and Earth. This must be Mars then, because this is the only thing that would explain it.
You're nearing the console.
Because they're blue and also gray. Or, brown. Right. Oh, yeah.
Mars. Data destruction is imminent. You need to hurry.
There we go, done. There we go, done.
Got it. The data is still intact.
You know, they need to
Got the codices.
allow a mod where it's like dirty windows or something. So we could actually know when there's glass in front of us, because I swear there are like bugs on a windshield. We don't know glass exists, so we just go right into it anyway. I swear, every time I think it's glass, and I'm like, oh, or sorry, every time I think it's a window with no glass in it, and oh, it's glass, alright. It happens to me on the 10-0, it happens to me in regular Warframe, it happens to me everywhere in this game. No matter where I go, the non-existent windows hurt me. And I can't figure out why. They're not. Their existence hurts my non-existence in this game. It defends my Warframe. Thank you. Nice. Like I said, I'm making really decent progress here. Like, really decent. Now I've gotten another Sentinel, or well, up to Sentinel anyway. And then all I have to do, like, I'll do this one, then the Kubro, and then I'll probably work on, what's the next one I might work on? I think I might start working on doing the next one for the junctions, which I think is Cirrus. Which Cirrus is pretty good, because once I get Cirrus, I can get my Orc and Self Farm, which is good, because I'll need that for a lot of the stuff. Ooh, Ghoul Purge, that's good. Wait, what's the other Tenno stuff happening right now? Oh, Ghoul Purge and the Orvalis. You can tell who, like, which class is more liked. It is, it's funny, the Cetus Ghoul Purge is more liked that compared to the Thermia Fractures.
Well, I wouldn't expect the likes of you to understand.
And then this is, like, do a flawless buy, which we've been doing this entire run, so it's not going to be too difficult to do this, to do a flawless run. The only problem is if I have to capture, yeah, 3 cracked bolts. It's as long as I don't have to get caught. I'm fine with getting caught because it's not much of an issue. Also, this is a cool mechanic. You can latch onto walls, and you just, like, it doesn't last that long. Like, I think Loki's passive increases how long you can latch onto walls. And there's mods that are, like, latching onto walls actually makes you stronger, which is really funny. Like, incredibly situational, mind you, but oh my god, is it funny where it's like my real damage is I attach myself to a wall and I kill everything. It's like, wait, you become a turret? It's like, yes. It's like pulling a classic Mesa. That's all you do with Mesa, you just attach yourself to a wall. Or in this case, you just stand and just start shooting. Oh, those Redeemers. It's funny, I never really liked Mesa. Not because her look or anything. Her look really looks nice. Like, she looks like a bandit and everything, right? Like a gunslinger. That was never an issue, and her prime looks like a desperado. Well, even better, in my opinion. But the thing is, I just didn't like using her. Just because her ability was just, oh, I just auto-kill everything. It's not fun.
Trigger the alarms now
Like, Excalibur's more fun, even though he has a basic toolkit. His toolkit is, I hit things with sword, and variants of sword hit. At least Swordman knows it's simple, right? It's not some complex thing you have to figure out. Oh. Nope. Worst time not being paying attention to my ammo counter. Probably the worst time. Worst time ever. Oh. Uh-oh. Okay. Done. Hell yeah. Undetected. Gets me bonus points, which is good. Yeah, all the other runs we've been doing, I've been detected the whole time. Like, every time. Like I said, Spy was my game mode at one point, but it's one of those things where you, over time, start really disliking the game mode after you do it so many times. You're like, oh, well, this is all, that's it. But at the same time, man, does this get tedious after a while. I think it's overexposure, I suppose, would be a better word. If you're overexposed to a game mode like Spy, you kind of start hating it. I mean, really hating it. Wait, is that? Yeah, I need those. Like, there's a lot of stuff like this where you do want to collect. Like I said, I need this stuff, the Rubido. Oh, worms, special precept, nice. Precept's just a fancy word for Pacific companion mods. It's like, oh, it's this precept or this precept. You'll hear orders talk about it sometimes too, so that's nice. Oh god. Oh god, I'm slowed again. No.
The target console is nearby. If you trigger the alarms now, the enemy will start destroying.
Like puncture? Oh. Okay, floor is lava. Okay. Wait, what? Huh? Wait, so I got detected, but the alarm didn't go off? What? Oh, nope. Huh. Interesting. I don't know. All the guys running towards me, I think they all know the data was hacked. I think there's a little difference there, I notice. Again, you could argue this is where the game starts getting fun. Or, well, more interesting, because you're like, why am I doing these missions? And what's going on kind of thing, right? But that wanderlust you have at the beginning of the game does fade quickly when you've done the same like survival or spy mission 10 times because you're getting one item for it. But luckily the quest design isn't like that, so, like general questing and everything. Like the quests are like do the objective in this time or something like that, or meet certain quest requirements, like this one has been. Where it's like, oh, hack all 3 vaults flawlessly, or do 10 waves of this or that, right? And even the junctions are like that, right? You just meet a minimum requirement of X thing and you'll be fine. Right, which is generally pretty nice. It is not as harsh as it could be for certain things. Like, don't get me wrong, some of the challenge stuff is pretty difficult for like the mastery, and rightfully it should be. Like, it should be difficult to become like MR30 and stuff. So it proves your dedication to playing a game like this. It also shows, you know, your ability to do certain things in this game, right? I think that's quite appropriate. I know a lot of people don't like certain mastery quizzes, and I didn't like them either for certain reasons. Like, what was one I really didn't like? I think it was 19 or 20s one. 19 or 20s is one of the worst ones because it's a don't get spotted but assassinate every single target. I found a workaround eventually to do it. I failed it like 15 times. Like, I failed it a lot. I thought I would be like, oh, you know, there's a way to do this. And then I eventually figured out a way to do it, but I had to learn some other mechanics that are a little less known for certain weapons and certain things. So I'm like, oh, okay, that's how you do it. And then when I learned how to do it, I did it first try afterwards. But I still failed that test. Like, I did like a lot of beginner ones, and I'm like, okay, I think this is doable if I just snipe them. And I sniped them with like a hush sniper rifle so no one could hear me, and then they just noticed someone die right in front of them, and then they're like, nope, and I failed. And that's how I failed my first mastery test, was because I didn't realize the enemies actually have enough intelligence to realize if their buddy dies right in front of them, they notice that, which is unfortunate for me. That's why I failed one of my first mastery tests at like MR19. Was that? It was like one. I think it was one of the only ones I ever failed.
These make sense now. This is
Find the
machine
arcane
code,
machine.
meant to interface directly with a machine. Pity that machine has likely rusted into dust by now.
Alright, so we'll see.
Ordo, did you say something about a machine?
Ordis's name is Ordis.
No, Ordis.
Yeah, listen, that first codex is in the derelict. I pulled it from some sort of machine.
Earth, Lua, Eris, and Deimos. Yeah, the game is really pulling me towards Deimos here. I'll do Deimos.
We're about to find out. Tenno, get ready to go into the void.
Oh goody, the void. Lotus, you invite me to such nice places. You know, why can't we ever just go to Earth? You know, just go to Cetus or someplace. No. I have to go into an Orcan derelict full of infestation and more guys with more guns than I could ever reasonably have in my arsenal.
That derelict and lived to tell about it. She'll guide you through this mission.
This is it. Your Lotus has promised me a cut of whatever treasure you find, so don't you tin suits go messing this one up.
I don't know, we shouldn't be digging or delving for treasures in a
I said if
long forgotten place like this.
Oh, come on, the Oregon were all about treasure, weren't they? The only question is how much.
Well, Orcan were a dedicated society, so I suppose treasure could be among their idea of decadence at the time. Like, I do like that. The Orcan are very styled after the Romans, which is interesting for a sci-fi civilization to be based on a very, very long time ago Earth culture, which is interesting. Like, yes, we are a primitive society. And then, like, we're very advanced, but yet we use cultural norms that were back thousands of years ago. So maybe because of the advancement of technology, people thought if everyone had that kind of technology, it would be too dangerous. So everyone's like, nope, we're gonna wipe everyone back down, unenlighten some, and keep only the caste of the enlightened. Isn't this the mission where we fight the very evil, like, three-headed monster thing? I'm pretty sure it is. The Lanthros, I think it's called.
There it is! The machine I pulled the final arcane codex from. You've got the full set of codices. Upload them and say hello to treasure.
I don't think this is gonna be the treasure we want. Uh-oh. Oh no.
Hushed and empty is the womb of the sky.
I think it's referring to the Zeraman.
And calm. Hushed and empty is the womb of the sky.
What does it mean?
What just happened?
The machine, it's gone. Tenno, watch out.
No, you don't. Mercy kill. I love that about this game. I think that was the infestation.
Tenno, I don't know if we got the answers we came for, but there's nothing more for us here. Exit the derelict and head for extraction.
What? Where's my damn treasure? I was told there would be treasure.
Whatever that was, it wasn't here for our benefit or yours. Only time will tell what we just uncovered.
Wait, maybe... Wouldn't that be... Oh, I think it's talking about the moon. Oh, it's talking about Lua. Lua was hidden in the void. Oh, spoilers. Oh, well. Well, Lua was hidden in this void to keep the Tenno safe. Or us safe. But, that is the story. Hopefully we'll unravel soon along this journey, I hope. Like, here's the thing, I get like 8th or day. I can't build. Why give me blueprints? I can't. Well, okay, maybe the game's like, okay, they'll get here eventually to build that. Which is fair enough. And then the mod doubler, which is a good old catalyst. It's funny, I'm getting all these things I can't use.
So you're saying there was no treasure? No No cure for Colonia syndrome? No lost Tennocephalon?
Ordo, there was nothing.
That really is a shame, Maru. I'm sorry.
Nah.
Oh,
I'm
that's
used to it.
funny.
When you don't run with any of the major factions or syndicates, the big paydays are few and far between. I'll manage. Listen, I can't say it hasn't been fun.
Darn
But
it.
with the arcane codices gone, I think it's safe for me to venture back out into the wild. See ya, tin seeds.
Yeah, I think I should okay, so this one, kill... Oh, I have to kill him on Phobos. Okay, that's why I gotta go to Phobos first. So to Sirius, then from Sirius to Jupiter, then Saturn. Because Saturn, I think, is the one I want to get to, I think. No, I need Uranus. So Saturn to Uranus. Uranus needs Neptune junction.
Operator,
T-
I'm so
Uranus.
sorry to report that all my
So
good
yeah,
jokes
so I gotta get up to
are
here. Okay, is there any other quests I can do? I think I can do the Kubro. And I think I can nearly do Archwing. But I should probably push to Deimos first. I think that might be more viable. Because that Sergeant is on Iliad, which is here. Which needs either this mission, which is Archwing, or this one here. And I know I need to complete Archwing eventually. So I get the Iliad. Let's do all these anyway. So I'll do Mars first. Mars. Metalis. Okay. This is a rescue? Okay, that's easy mode for me. Easy mode. Also, there is a video I like. It's from MASH. It was like 100 Days of Warframe. Like, day 0, you're like fumbling around and trying to figure out the mechanics and everything. And then they did like day 100 and then like mastering, fighting Stalker, solo, and everything like that. Or I think the ending is like they meet Stalker and then they just kick his ass by ganking him. It was one of the funniest videos. Another one that was good was, I think from the same channel, where they did, if you had a bunch of like incompetent players playing, or like a bunch of ones that would always butt heads. So like Excalibur was the cocky guy, Mag was like, hey, how about we think things reasonably? And I think Rhino was just like, we can tank anything, right? And then and then I think it was a Volt, and the Volt was like, how about we just run the objective? And then Excalibur's like, no, I'm the leader, I'll figure everything out, that's what you do. So I don't know who keeps dying constantly, because I keep getting that death sound effect when I'm capturing someone. It's been looping for the last little bit. Jesus, there's a lot of... Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Nope, nope, nope. Okay. Okay, let's go. Keep going, keep going.
You are approaching the holding area. Careful. If the wardens detect you, they will surely initiate the execution sequence.
Okay, we're in. Hostage. Go the same way we came.
Bring the captive to safety. Protect them at all costs.
The funny thing is, if I gave them my secondary, they would probably kill these guys way better than I can at the moment. I think it would be really funny. Oh crap. Okay, that is the direction I can't go. Good to know. Right, I gotta go what the game wants me to go. So up here, up here, yeah. Like I said, this will just be the grindy part of the game, you know, doing all the star chart stuff. Then Deimos, I think, will be a nice capstone for like maybe like a 3-hour mark of this video, because I'm thinking, or the stream here, 'cause I'm thinking I could probably get to that pretty quickly, and then I could probably push the rest of the way past a lot of the junction stuff. But I think the thing is, though, I think I should be doing a lot of the nodes at the same time. Like, there's that loop sound effect again, and I'm not capturing anyone, so I think I might have a bug going on right now where it's looping certain audio bits. which is unfortunate. And I nearly have everything ranked 30 anyway in my current kit, so I should be fine for the most part. And then if I really need to up stuff for certain things, I can. Like, I could up a lot of my mods for my Excalibur here. This will do pretty decently. So next one is War, which is Assassination, Lieutenant Krill, which I think gets me Ember parts. So let me just upgrade my stuff here, because he will F me up. He will fuck me up if I'm not careful. Let's see here. Excalibur skin. Yep. This is all the cool Excalibur stuff you can get. He is the first Warframe, so there's some really cool stuff. Then again, this is like Tenno Gen and all that. So Tenno Gen is like the creators will make a skin that looks really interesting or nice. This is probably a Grenier looking one. And then they sell it for, you know, currency, like real world money. So it's pretty neat. Obviously, I don't have a Sedana yet because, you know, that is rich person stuff. Having a cape in this game, that's rich person thinking. Me, I have a bare back and a rifle. That's all I need to be successful in this game. Like, I could spend all my money on a Sedana and that's it, which I think would be funny. It's like, what did you spend your platinum, your 50 starting plat on? Oh, it's just a Sedana.
Operator,
It's like,
did you hear that?
why? Like, for example, I can put that
Cosmic
Stalker
background
sigil on my
radiation is
chest.
a riot.
Where is it? Huh, that's weird. There we go. Mastery sigil. Yep. Look at that. Look at that boy. Right, I can put the Stalker sigil on, which doesn't look too bad. Like, I can make it my red, and I can make it... Wait, what?
A look that makes a statement. And that statement is...
I fear no one.
Yeah, why not? I think that'll work. Custom tailor the color for Warframe. You know, chat, I already did that last stream, and it didn't pop now, which I find is funny. I'm guessing putting a sigil on your Warframe makes it your own, I suppose, even though it's a default sigil. Interesting idea. Anyway, though, Corbett... No, I don't have Bane of Infested yet, because I haven't fought a lot Infested. Generally, that's how it goes. You fight a lot Infested to get the mod to fight Infested. Which doesn't help at first when you're just barely able to do anything. Like, I was thinking of doing Equilibrium just so I could get some decent mod. Upgrade Dreamer's Bond to max. Like, you just saw I just spent like half of my endo I just got for that, but that will help me tremendously in the future. Same as this, I'll probably up this by 2 pips. And then Steel Fiber by 2 pips. Then Fast Deflection. 2 pips. And then Intensify, which will be good. 2 more pips. 2 more pips, yeah. Because that shouldn't kick any of my mods out. It shouldn't, because it was in a polarity slot. Oh, it did actually kick it out. Oh, yeah. And I don't have the Forma yet. And I'm not going to put a Catalyst in this guy. So I have Equilibrium, Streamline. Oh, yeah, so it did kick it out. Wow. So I'll do Streamline instead then. Just so my abilities don't cost as much. I had 3. Oh, I have 0 endo now. Okay. That would do it. Steel Fiber's way too valuable. Yeah, all these are way too valuable. I can probably take out Shield Charge though. And put Intensify in just for general damage. And this is just for general survivability. 45 armor plus 45 health is pretty good. At the beginning anyway. I'm not saying this is God tier stuff. Like, God tier stuff would be a lot of the mods you get later and everything. But it should be good. Is there anything I can start building? I don't think I have any of those neurodiodes though, so I'm not able to build anything yet. And then, yeah, I still need that 1 neurodiode. So I think I'm going to head to War, kill Lieutenant Krill, and then head to Deimos. I think that'll be my next push, is just head to Deimos, do Heart of Deimos, and do that assassination as well of the Sergeant on Iliad on Phobos, just so I get him done. Oh look, we're all new players, yay! I love to see that. We're all newbies, and it's great. I do like that too. They will put you together with people that are equivalent to your level. There is a... What?
Find your mark and eliminate the assigned
Okay.
target.
A Gauss at level 3?
You're still
No
in the clear.
way.
No detection from enemy
No
sensors.
way. Because you need at least a mastery of 5 to get all the parts and build them. There is no way. Yeah, he must have paid for Gauss. Which is, like I said, okay, but... I was thinking, like, why would someone have Gauss at level 3 of all things? And they're like, oh, is this supposed to be Legend 3? I'm like, no. It's MR3. MR3. Holy hell. MR3. Really? MR3.
Is aware of your presence.
Huh.
Strike first.
I'm sorry, I'm just baffled by the whole thing. MR3? MR3?
Krill is a seasoned war hero with many battles under his belt. His victories are decided by his trusty hammer, one which he wields with brutal consequences.
I do like that's funny. You have to fear, like, beginning of the game, you fear a hammer because it could win battles. Late game, I gotta worry about an entire invasion of a hostile entity. Only Warframe problems. That is the thing. It's like, well, that is only a Warframe problem. You start your day. Oh, there's a guy with a hammer on a planet somewhere. Why don't we just nuke him from orbit? Well, the infrastructure, we need it for some reason.
Stay focused.
Yeah,
There's a
for
heavy
some
unit
reason. And
approaching.
you're like, what?
The assassination target is here. Wipe them out.
Yep, shooting his core. Oh, wow. That Kubro does not like him. Oh. You just smacked that guy's Kubro. What's wrong with you? Also, an Avara at level 3, I think is more believable. It's more interesting because his suit makes him indestructible, so that does not help. That he gets temporary indestructibility. That does not help at all. Thank dear God. Pop another cable, good. I think I have toxic clip on my rifle, I think. I'm like that in here. As you see, his core is getting redder and redder as we go. It will eventually break, and then we should be able to hurt him. Just because right now we're just breaking the ventilation off his suit, keeping him like indestructible. Like, we've done so many slash procs on this guy. There we go. I was wondering, like, man, we're doing all these slash damage to him, and his stuff isn't, like, breaking. And I was wondering why that was. And that's why. There we go. Now he becomes killable. I love that. He goes Mac Rush as soon as... I'm gonna go Katana on this guy. There we go. I busted rhymed on him. Gilliam. Or Gallium, right? It's called Gallium, not Gilliam.
Won't be bothering us
Gilliam.
anymore. Let's get
Lord Gilliam. Anyway. That'd be a good name. Lord Gilliam. I gotta write that
Stay
down.
focused. There's a
That'd be
heavy
really
unit
funny as
approaching.
a name. Oh yeah, I was talking to someone before stream started, and I was talking to them about it's just like, when's if you named your big bad at the end of a video game like Gerald or something,
Let's get out of here.
or Timothy or something like that. Oh, I get Excalibur from this guy? I thought I got Ember from this guy. Maybe the Sergeant on Phobos I get other parts maybe. But should I push Phobos next? No, I should at least get to Deimos and see what it needs for the Heart of Deimos. Because I'm wondering if I can just pop myself to Deimos real quick or not. What the hell? Oh, right.
Someone is attempting to contact the operator. Please check your inbox.
Stalker isn't happy that I kill people. He's not happy with it. I don't know why he whinges so much about it. Because the Cambion Drift. Yeah, so I can't get to the Cambion Drift yet. Okay, good. So it does stop me there. That's what I was thinking. Good. So there's Kadesh. And then now I can do this pass. Yeah, I can do this. But it requires Heart of Deimos, which I thought it would. It would only make sense too. But first I'll do Phobos. Get that one done. I should do this solo. Because it is a spy. Like, I don't mind playing with other players, but when it's something like spy, you have to be very delicate. Like, you have to have a good touch. Or in retrospective, just be really careful, and I don't like being angry at other players because they screwed up something that's actually pretty easy to screw up. As my stream can contest, I have screwed up by a few times. Only a few, you know, it's not the worst thing in the world. So. But I am excited for doing more games of the week. Like today is going to be Warframing, right? Obviously. Because there was a lot of things I got done in like session 1 of Warframe. And I mean a lot. Like, I was actually impressed how much quests and everything I did and all that. Like, I was impressed with myself. I know it could be a bunch of fart sniffing here, but I rather enjoyed doing that. It was just doing good old-fashioned progress in a game like this, and you'd never think you're making a lot of headway, and then you look back on your journey. And that's another reason I'm doing a recording and stream of this, is to look back on like all the moments in Warframe. Even though this isn't my first account, this is like my third now technically as PSN, and then my other Steam account and all that. But it's just to look back on like, oh, you know, I know this game really well, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I'm like, I want to play this again because it was really good. And I just don't want to replay it again from the start without doing anything fun with it, you know? Like, for example, I would never color my Warframe as colorful. I would use like darker colors. Like, one of my favorite color palettes that I actually did buy for myself at a later time with Tenno Flat was Smoke, which is black and gray. Black, gray, and white. So it has essentially all the monotones, I suppose would be a better word, I suppose. I think that's what they're called in art, monotones.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Oh my god. But you know, it's funny actually, I was like dying to play Warframe, and I was like, nope, wait for the stream on Saturday, wait for the stream on Saturday. And now I'm playing and I'm like, man, I'm getting tired. And I'm like, come on, I've only done X amount of hours. Like, you just turn off the laser grids once you clear them. That's pretty funny. But yeah, our security only works sometimes. Oh!
Alarms.
I spoke so too soon. Yep. I committed dumbassery. Let me fix this. Let's fix all this. There we go. Perfect. Done. It is done. Wait. Sorry about that, I got something caught in my throat there for a second. Hello, boys. Joining a party without me? There we go. Generally, one of my favorite videos I saw from the Epic Engineer was his one on the Incarnates, especially the Edian Dagger. Or, I can't pronounce his name. I can't pronounce half of the things in Warframe. Obviously, the more simple words like Excalibur I can pronounce pretty clearly, but there's some of them where I'm like, how do you pronounce this? Like, I swear, there needs to be, you know how Google has that, say this word thing? When you look up a meaning of a word, they need that for Warframe weapons and items, because there's some of them I don't know how to say. Like Rubico, for example, I thought was a part of alchemy, which, if you don't know what alchemy is, it's a bit of a long explanation, but a simple thing is like use natural world to explain things. Like, how does this work, or how does this work? Oh, because of this chemical reaction, or this is just how things go, right? Generally, that's alchemy. Essentially, alchemy was the precursor to science, essentially. Some people will argue we should have never went past the ideas of alchemy, and I'm not one of those people. Science should be advanced, instead of just being a lot of it is just speculation. Even though science is, at the end of the day, a lot of speculation. Sometimes, a lot of other times, it's like, no, this does happen, and just through observation we understand it. And generally, like, yeah, we understood it by observing it, so therefore that's how we see it, and that's how we know it works. But when things become more, you know, like in the realm of theoretical, that becomes a problem. Because it's up to interpretation, and even things that we once knew as like scientific inevitabilities, or like something we can prove like justifiably is something that's solid. People are now finally undermining it just because they want to say have a different opinion on it. You're like, well, that's a little subversive, and like that's the point. It's meant to be subversive, so you don't think about it. Or well, you think differently, even though it goes against what you know is common or makes sense. as all subversion is. It's just to change your perspective on something. At first it's slightly, right? It's just a slight perspective change. Very, very subtle, right? Something you'd be like, yeah, I thought it was a little stupid too kind of thing, right? And then they change it more, and more, and more, and more, to a point where you're like, wait a minute. This isn't right at all. But since the change was subtle enough, you start siding with that idea, even though you know deep down it doesn't make sense. You're not unstoppable. I just don't get a coin from you yet because Deadlock Protocol hasn't been completed. Which also gets you the Zorus, which is a decent weapon. Well, okay, it's a weapon that you can only use for one thing, but hey, it's still decent, I suppose. Yeah, so Phobos. What's the next one? Really a capture? Well, at least it's a capture. It's not like a... I do like the Stalker chest sigil right there. That does look pretty good. It's pretty funny. This color scheme is very non-threatening.
You are here to find our target
Which I
and bring
find is
them to the
hilarious.
extraction point. Happy hunting.
It's also like I should be shooting guys and everything. But at the same time, I just really haven't been. I should make my rifle viral, I think. I think that would be helpful. Okay, captures up there. Oh! Okay.
Target located. Bring them in.
Yep, capture.
Scans indicate our target is in the vicinity. Find them. Excellent
As you can
work.
tell, I've done...
Interrogate the captive back
So,
to
in the
base.
Void is essentially like the Warp in like 40k. The Void is where all the nasty things are. Or things that we can't quite explain are in there, but it's not a good place. Essentially, it's like a subspace kind of place. Like, it's generally used for travel, and it's like an empty space between like certain places. But we generally don't know what the Void is. Generally, we know there's things there. We know it's like in space, but at the same time, it's also something that affects things around itself. Sometimes it's an energy, sometimes it's unexplained phenomenon. So the Void itself is a hard explained thing. I'm pretty sure the easiest explanation is it is the space between systems, like the origin system to the Tau system and stuff like that. It is the space in between, is the Void. And the Void is anomalous, as in like it has many things wrong about it. Like there are things in there that we should not delve. It's like the ocean.
Stay focused. There's a heavy
I think that's the best
approaching.
explanation. It's the ocean. It's a sea ocean. It is the ocean, but in space. And there is a lot of terrifying things in that ocean that want to do things to you. And they're not nice things. Very not nice things. And that's bad. Really bad. Okay. Because at this rate, however, I've already done Fortuna and everything. Like, this is the part I was dreading slightly. Was like, man, this is the part that will take me a lot. What is this? Oh, rescue. Okay. Survival. That's pretty easy too. Then that'll get me sergeant. Yep. So I'll do this one, which is rescue. And then that we'll be able to do a lot more other stuff then, because we'll be able to do Deimos, which will be good.
There is a prisoner here that is vital to our operations. Search for the holding location.
I was hoping to do it as stealthily as possible. That's why I was taking such wide turns, but not anymore, I suppose. Oh well. I tried to do it stealthy. Everyone said no, so fine. I'll rampage through you all the old-fashioned way by bullet jumping away. Oh, all the golden hands on the Corpus tile set ships. Oh, that's what do you call it?
Find the captive as soon as you can. We don't have
That's
much
for Granum Void stuff. That's if you have coins. And generally you only have those unlocked after Deadlock Protocol. I'm pretty sure it's Deadlock Protocol, and the Call of the Tempestrati is only for if you want to do Sisters of Parvos like that. Generally. Okay. Bullet jump away. Okay, I gotta
You
rescue.
are approaching the holding area. Careful. If the wardens detect you, they will surely initiate the execution sequence. The bypass is done. Go. The hostage is almost
Okay. I was gonna try to do the subtle way, kill all the wardens and do the subtle way, but apparently not. Apparently, trying to do it the right way was the bad option. Apparently doing the sloppy way does it faster.
Search each one for the hostage.
I do like every faction experiments on the infested, except the infested, they don't experiment on themselves. That would be interesting if they did, though. But I'm like, there aren't any infested that are smart enough to. The infestation is just a wild, rampant disease. Right, so I'm just like, who would, because the more intelligent races, or the races that have intelligence, will experiment on them, or just eradicate them. Or not even deal with them. I think, during New War, Ballast doesn't attack, the infested area, which is Deimos. Probably for a good reason. Deimos is like the most hostile place, and I don't think you could make the infested remember the ones they loved and everything, because they're just feral and like mad. Like, I don't say they're evil. Like, evil implies intent. The infested don't have intent. They're just hungry and want to devour and destroy things and everything. You know, all those non-good things we don't want. I'm wondering if I should complete it, but then I realize I don't have an archwing yet, so I can't complete it. And I still have to get to Deimos, so I think I should do this assassination, knock out Sergeant, and then head to... It's actually funny. I remember killing this guy ages ago, but I don't remember why I killed him. And then, oh, apparently, he gives you ember parts. I'm like, oh, he gives you ember? It was funny, like, you don't do the assassinations over and over again. You don't do assassinations over and over again just because of, for certain ones, for Warframe parts, so I never really need to because I already had Ember. So when I was looking for Chroma parts, when I sold Chroma, my dirty secret from the last video, or last stream, where I said I sold, where everyone makes rookie mistakes in Warframe, or any kind of MMO like this, like selling things they shouldn't have and stuff like that. My mistake was I sold all of Chroma's parts without realizing it. And I sold his parts before even making him. Alright, like, this guy has an armor bar, and I just put him in the ground instantly. Like I said, for where I am at the game, this sword is the strongest in my arsenal at the moment. And this doesn't mean that anything that's MR8, I think this is MR8 for Nakana, is good. I'm just saying that having a weapon like this is an incredible boon, especially for a new Tenno. So it does increase my ability significantly to fight in this kind of situation, where I can actually fight on par with my enemies and actually slice them in half easily, compared to how if I was using my Skana right now, this would be a lot more of a slog. Like, for example, I wouldn't be able to kill enemies as fast as I did. Same as these guys. I wouldn't be able to kill them as fast. Generally, that would nerf your damage. Alright, that one's done. Perfect.
Let's get out of here.
Oh, it's Mag. Oh yeah, that's why I never needed to farm him, because I already had Mag. Oof. Okay, my Warframe knowledge is still not the greatest. Like, I know a lot of Warframe, but I don't remember what junction boss drops what. Because I thought he dropped Ember parts. Wait, who the hell drops Ember parts? That's a good question. Who does drop Ember parts? Huh. This one? No. Yeah, 2,000 credits, Swirling Tiger. That's where you get your aura stances and everything for weapons. Huh. Where do you get your stuff? Huh. First, let me look at my next missions. So the next one would be like Archwing, because I need Archwing for this one. And a Railjack. Nata, the New Strange, the Stolen Dreams, and the Jupiter Junction. Which I've already done the Stolen Dreams quest line, right? I think that was the one I just did, right? Stolen Dreams, yep. So Stolen Dreams is done. I just need to get to Jupiter now to do the new Strange. And then I gotta do Nata to get this one, which is the second dream. So I still gotta get to Neptune. Damn. How far is Neptune on my journey here? Where the hell is Neptune? Oh god. Wait, I'll get the second dream first then before Nata then. Right? Because second dream requires the Neptune junction. Oh, Uranus. Neptune junction. Oh, completed to get to Uranus. Oh, I getcha. Second dream quest. Yeah, so second dream's a big one. And the War Within. Where's the War Within? The War Within, second dream, and Pluto. Change Sahara, War Within, and meet Uncle and Sirius. He waits behind a door that will only operator form. Okay. Okay. I get it. So first, I gotta get to Ceres, and then to Jupiter, and then to Saturn. That's when I can do the new Strange, right? Yeah. Oh, wait, I need the Europa Junction. What the hell is Europa Junction? Eris. Oh god, I'm gonna have to do the Europa Junction. Okay. I forgot how many junction hops I have to do to get all these done. So I think I might do Deimos first, and then go from there. So I'll do this back on public. I'm going to see about my weapons and everything. I need to get a collar for my Kubro and everything. Maybe I should just do the quest I can do at the moment, which would be like doing my Kubro and everything. I think that might be doable at the moment. Oh, fast deflection. Finally, I can have that mod back on now. Okay. Let's see here. So I need to do Cambion Drift. Progress through the star chest to start this quest. Okay. So I need to head back to Mars, do Kurdesh, and then I can do that one. Yep. How long do I have to double it for? I think it's already been past an hour. 30 minutes. I can do that. Okay, I can do Kurdesh in that time, and then I could probably get the next one's done. Yeah, I should be able to do that. Should. I doubt I'll be able to, chat, but we'll see what we can do. Right, so we'll see. We will definitely see.
The enemy is at our doorstep. We must defend our equipment until reinforcements arrive.
Come on. Bam, alright. This is infested though, isn't it? Oh, that's infested, alright. You can hear them. Which is cool about the infestation, like you hear them. This is the coolest thing about their faction. You hear them. It's great. I do need the infected version, the toxic version of my melee. I can't remember what it was called. Oh, Fever Strike, that's it. I need Fever Strike for my Kana, just so I can kill these guys faster. Or more effectively, because Fever and Fire makes Corrosion. Corrosion's good against armor and infected flesh, so... Especially against the pure forms. Really effective against the pure forms. Also, I didn't realize this at the time, but now I realize this when I'm actually playing this again. The junction heading to Deimos is infested, which I think is really funny. So the game is like, oh, the infestation has taken over a bit of Mars because it's so close to Deimos, and that's why. Proving once again, Deimos is fucking dangerous. Just never go to Deimos unless you have to. Never go to Deimos. Ever. Like, my god. Nice. This guy joined me. Let's do this. Come on. Hell yeah. Oh wow, I'm getting more people joining. Please say they're low MRs like me. Oh yeah, MR1, MR8. He's a Daggett main. Okay. You can dig it at the moment, anyway. I think it's the main. Okay, level 19, that's a little excessive, okay? That's a little excessive. I do like an Excalibur level 1. That's good to see. I like that. I like seeing... Like I said, I always like seeing new players in a game like this. Because it just shows there are people that are willing to play it again. Or play it for the first time. Obviously, this is my 3rd attempt. Not really attempt, I suppose, but... This is my streaming attempt, I suppose. Oh. There we go. My favorite thing about Warframe as well is, like, there are some people that are committed to the bit for, like, Fashion Frame. Fashion Frame, if you don't know, if you're very new to Warframe, Fashion Frame essentially is how you decorate your Warframe, right? Like, you'll, like, really crazy deck out their Warframe with accessories and capes and everything else. It's kind of like the thing you're supposed to do, or you do after, like, playing a certain amount of time, where you already have, let's say, your setups and your, oh, this is what I use for Infested, this is what I do for long survivals, this is what I do for stuff like that, right? Where it's just like, you have optimized the game to a certain degree that you don't have to think while playing anymore. And now all you do is you just keep innovating your fashion, what your Warframe looks like. Even though it does look ridiculous for some people, they fashion frame a little too hard and they don't even play the game anymore. Or they just go in it for, like, coloring their Warframe and then showing it off in a open world area. Which I find is funny. It's funny, like, this game is built on gameplay, I find. And I find the fashion part goes second, in my opinion anyway. But some people would disagree with me and say, no, fashion's the main part, gameplay secondary, which doesn't make sense. Because if it was, like, all fashion forward, you'd think that'd be the most element of the game, like the most upfront element. Not fighting enemies, not having a story. Like, that's why I think it's just wrong, but at the same time, people can't have their opinion and just say, oh, fashion's up and is the important part because they deem it important. Like, yeah, that's fair enough for them, right? If someone enjoys a part of the game like that, I'm not gonna go, nah, you're wrong. I could prove they're wrong, but I'd rather not. Just go, yeah, that's your opinion. Just so they can enjoy the game, right? Like, if they enjoy the game and there will be a gun on my side at some point and not against me, good enough for me. Good enough for me. I do like that everyone single bailed after that. Probably because they couldn't stand me. I understand. Shotgun infested. Ugh. That does not help. Shotgun infested. I can get the Strum. Is it worth the infestation though? I have Disruptor, which is that. The Strum is a strong weapon. Infested are close range enemies or combatants. Like, my Dex Nikon is nearly max. Do I have Smite Infested, though? I don't. I don't have anything for anti-infestation. Only Smite Grenier. Do I have enough to upgrade Molten Impact? I do. I'm going to upgrade Molten Impact. I know this is going to cost me in the short term, but in the long term, this is going to help. Just so I can take down the damn Infested. They are strong enemies. Like, you think I'd be overestimating the Infested. You know, they're only like level 12 or 4, right? Like 12 to 14 at the moment. They're not that strong. Their strength comes from numbers and their status effects. And generally that's what happens. It's normally not their strength generally is the problem. It's their numbers and the status effects they cause. If they cause, like, enough status effects, you're dead. You're straight up dead. For example, right there, I was just trying to shoot this guy for ages and I couldn't even hurt him. And I think there's Oberon here. I think they're doing a certain thing. I think they're doing a Dragon Key Vault. Dragon Key Vaults are like places on Oregon derelicts, primarily on Deimos here. And generally what you're doing is you're looking for this vault, and it holds a unique mod. It's normally the negative and positive mods. Oh, Urelli, nice. I'll report that to my brother at the end of stream. Just say, hey, there's another Urelli again. Yep, see all those nanospores I'm collecting? This is the right place. Ah, Deimos. There's a reason why I have a lot of, what do you call it, being standoffish against like anything on Deimos. I just generally don't like fighting the damn things on Deimos. They're so damn hard to kill. And they're very annoying because they're very stunning. Like they love stun locking the hell out of you. I mean, love it. Spore colony. Also, this is where you get a lot of nanospores, which I will need as a currency eventually, so it is actually good to get now. Like I said, I think these guys are running Dragon Key Vaults at the moment. Are they? Yep, Decaying Dragon Key, yeah. So at least one of them is running a Dragon Key. The problem is, generally, you're supposed to run all 4. Just because you don't know which one you're going to need. So generally that's why you run all 4, is because you have no idea. And generally you're doing it solo, right? If you're like doing a team, you've got one guy takes 1 and another guy takes 1, so everyone has 1. And then they pick frames that are unaffected by that Dragon Key. Like, oh, a health 1. Oh, well, your Warframe literally can't die anyway, so what's the problem with having that? Or they just have enough overdrive or something, right? Generally that's what people do with this kind of stuff, for Dragon Keys and all that. I do like, I don't even have the basic thing for shotguns yet, which is Point Blank. Point Blank is the serration of shotguns, and I don't even have that yet. It's funny, but saddening at the same time that I don't have a crucial mod. And all I can do is just do what shotguns were intended to, which is breach and clear rooms. With incredible aggression. Oh, they got me. Slash dash, come on. Yes.
You've unlocked an Orokin vault. It's clean. You've got it. Something is different about this artifact. Looks like some corrupted stayed behind to guard the artifact. It must be valuable.
Interesting that they actually, I wonder how this guy knew that it was going to be specifically the Decaying Dragon Key Vault for this one. Maybe it isn't as random as I think it is, and maybe it's like per area, whatever that area may be. Oh, sense danger. Look at that, interesting. I think I've seen that mod plenty of time before, but I think you get it on this map because on the Orc Derelict tile set on Deimos, that's where you get Kavat scan codes, where the things to make cats are. So the first time my brother told me that, I was like, is he going crazy? He's thinking there's invisible cats on a moon full of infestation. I was thinking he went fucking insane. I know it's real. It's apparently a thing. People do cat hunting on the moon of Deimos for some bizarre reason. Bag. What's that? That's a new one. Assault rifle. Capacity at minus reload speed. Okay, that's niche. That could be fun. That's a fun one. That's niche, but it's fun. An Oregon cipher. What the hell is that? And then an exterminate against infested, which I can do that as well. Darkness Pride, huh? Let's see how high level this guy is. Oh crap, he's a true master. Oh crap. Well, I hope I don't hold him back too much. My kit isn't ideal, but it's not the worst kit I've had. Rate of fire is a little lacking. I'm not gonna lie here. I'm trying to remember if the Grenier have a shotgun. Oh yeah, the Crom, which is like a shotgun that gets, the longer you hold the trigger, the more it fires.
A pristine American vault. Curious. You have the vault artifact. Let's go. Something's wrong.
Lotus, what's wrong? Oh, don't say we open that vault and we get cursed or some shit, because I don't want to get cursed. Yeah, I have that doubler still, which is great. It's great for getting like stuff that I need, like neurodiodes and a few other things. There's a lot of good stuff you can get. From just high players like jacking with you. Like, you know, they're just with you. It's great, but at the same time it does become like this, where I'm just following a path of destruction. All the way towards the extraction point.
Broken. Well done. Now get to extraction.
It's become a little boring when you're like, oh wow, I'm just following someone to all,
Unit approaching.
just follow all the destruction, and I'll find my way through. Like, yay. What is that? Tattoo Prime? Oh, yep, Tattoo Prime, dual Toxoclast, and the Gavala Prime. Yeah, that seems about right. Corrosive Projection, Hobble Dragon Key. Oh, yeah, that's funny. They had the Hobble Dragon Key, so they used the Gauss so they could turbo it. That is funny. I like that. I like that whole idea of thinking. It's like, well, I'm slowed down because of my Dragon Key, but if I play as the fastest Warframe, I won't be slowed down. Smart strategy. But you can just negate it with your Ureli, which I wouldn't doubt this guy would have because he's level 30.
Excellent work, Tenno.
Oh, Veil Acceleration. That one I heard is supposed to be really good. You lose damage, but you do a lot more firepower. I hear that's only good with like a gun with like a big clip. Like you can get a big magazine for like what's their face? You can get big magazine weapons for like the Bratton. Like the Bratton can have a pretty big one if you're really keen on it. There's another one for shotgun as well. Cambion Drift, yeah. Visit Cambion Drift. I should hit that because that will actually get me to do the quest, not to go on Deimos regularly. Like you want to do Heart of Deimos, so you got to click on the quest part. That part has gotten me screwed a few times where I hit that part and I didn't go to the Heart of Deimos. I went to quest line. I went to the other one where it's just like, oh, you just go to Cambion Drift normally. Which I don't have that yet. I don't have an Archwing yet. So I got here without the Archwing, which I think is really funny. A little not canonical right now at the moment.
Tenno.
This is
You
the
received
Necroloid.
our distress signal. Mother will be pleased.
What? Visitors? Look at you now, a real chip off the old
Yeah, we don't want to be
huh?
here, but
Just the
it's
right
kind of part of the
sort to
story,
save us
so
from the coming cataclysm.
we're forced here.
Come on.
Oh no.
We agreed. I was handling orientation protocol.
Sorry, Lloyd. It's just too exciting.
We are in crisis, Tenno. Our defense against the Grey Strain has failed. The Necrolisk is in lockdown. But it doesn't matter. The infestation has compromised the very heart itself. We have been forced to rephase into Martian.
But how are you, anyway? Things good?
As I was saying, our defense situation is dire. Our remaining necromechs have reverted to their autonomous kill precepts. They will not distinguish you from those things.
I call that one Bitey Scratchikins.
It is imperative you meet Mother, receive her instructions, and prevent the imminent intradimensional catastrophe. Demonstrate your combat readiness, and I will grant you the requisite security clearance. Good luck.
Intradimensional? What?
Oh, Tech, I've already explained it.
Sounds like it may be repeating one.
Like I said, this place is incredibly hostile, so I am preparing for the worst. Hoping for the best, prepare for the worst,
If
you
we
know.
were unclear, demonstrate your readiness by destroying infestation. Only then will I grant entry clearance. Act accordingly.
Opera's prospect. Destroy hives. Oh boy. This is generally why you want the Archwing 4. Just so to traverse Deimos a bit fast. Well, any of the open worlds faster. The Archwing is generally 4. Pulsing, Galen, Nanospores.
Hive located. Destroy it with weapon fire.
Well, destroy with fire, not weapon fire.
That got their attention. Hostiles incoming.
Let's see what we got. Let's reload good old shotgun here. There we go.
All hostiles down.
Yeah, my melee is the only thing that'll keep me alive on Deimos at the moment. To do the harder Deimos quest, you do need a lot of firepower. At least something a little better than the Strum Mark 1. Like I said, the Mark 1s are good for testing playstyles, not good for harder content, and this is harder content, believe it or not. They're only 10s or 15s, but I swear to God they have health of 30 or above.
Look! There's a hive! Nuke it! Okay, now that they're good and mad, hope you're ready.
Like, it's my favorite place, don't get me wrong, but it being my favorite place because it's very thematic compared to difficulty is very different. I don't like it because it's hard. I like it because it's very nice. It's a very cool aesthetic place for the infested, where generally infested are either locked up in ships or in certain places, right? But in this, right, they actually have a domain of their own, and they actually have their own kind of like what infested looks after a long period of time. Instead of just a creature of burden they possessed, or, you know, any kind of thing that has a form they just latched onto. It's kind of nice. There we go.
It's gone all quiet. That
Perfect.
means we won!
Clearance approved, Tenno. I now grant access to the Necrolisk.
Nice.
Mother
I can
awaits.
fast travel to the Necrolis
But
point
I
then.
should warn you, she is not entirely herself.
The Necrolis. Void Research Enclave. You know what's funny? It's been so long that I don't remember that actually being a thing. Which I think is funny. Bunch of cool stuff in Deimos. Nice. Uh-oh. Am I stuck crouched? I'm stuck crouched, aren't I? Oh, crap. Oh, well.
The infestation wormed into everything. After the Great Purge, there were no Dax, no Tenno to defend the place. Just us.
It's not your fault, Ship.
Technically, it is.
Well, where's your
And
necromex,
now
mate?
face
You had a
an
ton of them.
existential threat. If the heart stops beating, the wellspring of your power dies with it.
Have we tried turning it off and on again?
Tenno, meet the head of the Entrati family.
At the
What's
moment.
left of her anyway?
What's left of
Mother,
her?
wake up.
Oh, Lloyd. I had the most distressing dream.
Here we go again.
The wall of Loke was before us. I had my proofs.
Oh, Jesus.
father's.
That's bad.
I could hear him. I could hear him tapping at the untimed door.
Mother?
We went in, but again, he wasn't there. My husband congratulating me. Sarcastic halfwit. All the while, hiveweed was sprouting all around us. But it was just a dream.
No, Mother. You did all of that. You're as wormed as the rest of this place. The heart is about to fail. Remember?
Oh, fuck.
Functional? We are. And we've summoned Ship here to help us.
It'll take more than an old Orokin thug to keep the heart beating. You there?
I feel bad. I'm being
Here
called an
to
Orcan
assist.
thug, but
I don't blame you. You're just the product. The Orokin had no respect for my father's work, though I suppose you proved him right in the end.
hey, I'm.
Same as Deimos. The infestation got in.
I don't know.
Got to
People
me
were
and
fucking
our
around with
family.
something and found out.
Stole
So
our
you know, this is what
names
happens when you fuck
for
around and find
ideas.
out.
I can hear its high voice scratching in my mind. Let the heart stop beating. Let the door close forever. Only my dreams seem real now. So. I sleep.
I don't know. I think the infestation has a point. If the void itself causes all the problems
It's what makes you
later
special.
on,
You know that.
like
right?
everything.
All thanks
So
to
the
my
infestation
father.
might have a really
It
good
pumps the
point. And I mean
arteries,
really good
the
point.
here and the void. The Entrati family has maintained it for an age. But it's
Possibly.
breaking down, and only that idiot knows how to fix it.
The problem is the
man I used to
infestation can't
call
really
my
go much
husband.
places with the void either. It would take
I
them
think he's
ages
left
to
for good.
use the ability to travel without using void travel.
Maybe you can find him. Probably sulking somewhere outside.
I wonder if solar rails or use void tech. Yeah, I'm stuck permanently crouched. Hooray! Oh, there we go. Fixed it. Nice. Oh, a dry dock.
Detecting active necromech signals nearby. It could be Father. He loves a good fight. Whatever you do, don't mention Mother. Nothing he hates more.
Oof. That's not relation goals there, bro. Oh. Yeah, I hate the woman I married. Why did you marry her? Well, I had no choice at the time, I suppose. So I gotta find all of them. Find the rest of the family. Jesus. You gotta wonder why the family is like this. Then you realize through the story cutscenes and like they have a faction, everything. Oh.
This must be one of the last of Father's necromechs. It won't last long.
Well, Lloyd was right. It literally didn't last long. It literally got destroyed as soon as I popped into view.
Its struggle is a valiant one, but I fear the worst for our metal friend.
Yep, there's a lot of... I'm gonna do a lot of mowing here. Need lots of mowing. Jesus. Okay.
Guidance signal was coming from over there.
Alright, sick. Search for father. I just gotta check. He's probably in the cave. I wonder if I go in the cave down there, it will actually register him being down there. Yeah, it might register he's in the cave system. Nope. Okay, where is father? He said he should be nearby that necromech. Oh, there he is. I went right by him the first time. That's a little awkward.
You fight well for a runt frame.
You know
If
what?
you're
I
ever
feel
interested
offended.
in
I'm an
something a little
Excalibur,
more
mind you.
Old war-sized. Wait. She didn't send you looking for me.
I should say yes and see how angry he gets.
I am not going back.
Old war-sized.
Look, you were the second wave kid. The necromechs were void-shielded, sentient pulse immune. As bright as a bag of hammers, just as dependable.
I don't know about
Not
that.
like you. When I met her, mother, she was as brilliant as she was broken. Chasing her father's ghost, convinced he was still out there.
He technically is. Technically.
I thought I could fix things.
You gotta,
I thought I could fix her.
you gotta really
Like
push
she
that
was a
line though.
loose
Like,
light
I mean,
bulb
really
or leaky
push.
hydraulic.
What does it mean to be alive,
yes,
kind of thing
she's
for
right
these
about me.
entities or individuals?
I am an idiot, but I'm a reformed idiot. I'm done with her. This heart is breaking down is just another tactic of hers. Don't you see? Everything has to be about her.
That went well.
We must prove to father that the heart is deteriorating. This will be more dangerous than any gray strain monster we faced. We have to talk to daughter.
Well, she's probably in a cave somewhere fishing. Like, I couldn't imagine if one of the Andrade family was still like a regular human. It's also interesting when he brought up that the necromechs are void shielded. So they have a void shield. And yet everyone and their mother seems like they can destroy necromechs instantly, I swear. Which I find is hilarious. So, if you ever use necromechs, right, a lot of people don't, for various reasons. Generally, they can only be used in open world, or certain segments of the new content. And certain segments of the old content, too, like during Operation Scarlet Spear. You could do a lot with it, right? Also, it's a 4 now. Does that mean I have 16 years? I doubt it. Then Son's over there. So it's only Father that's left in Necrolist. And this is Daughter. This is the fishing person here for Deimos.
Oh, aren't you a fascinating
And Navarus.
specimen?
And she does the
Phoenix
Carl
Fair's
missions as well. Like, she does a lot.
hybridized
She's an
with
interesting
turtles
quest
and
giver,
common
like,
trace.
If it's
You are a Tenno,
Navarus, which is
aren't you?
Warframe Halloween, she's the main person for it. if it's Carl Quest. She's one of the narrators for that. Like, she's one of the primary people for Veilbreaker as well, going against the Narmer cult. Is a new war.
Aw, that's kind of sweet, but look at us. We are beyond help. The disease vectors are too complex, changing faster than
I don't know,
can
Void
study
can do a lot of things. We could probably rip your soul out and probably fix it.
Look,
Your human body might be gone, but you still have a soul and mind, so we could probably rip that out and put it in a Warframe.
there's all sorts
Well, it's like
swimming
they're
in the
already so
exocrine
close, right?
Deus.
So you could probably Warframe them up. But I wouldn't doubt that it would be possible to Warframe the Entrati family, like make them into Warframes. That, and again, you need a special strain of infestation to do that. So I don't think the special strain is here on Deimos. Only the original strain and its alterations and all that.
You're going to help me rebuild my sample collection. You're probably wondering what happens to it in the first place. Why don't you ask Brother when you see him?
I do like the Entrati family as well. They do seem like a family, which is funny.
We call that worm Fast. Don't worry about him though. He's got bigger problems than you.
Uh-oh. There's Vohm. I do like this on Deimos, like Deimos.
His sister. They don't get along, as you'll soon see.
I do like that where this area itself is very hostile to even itself. Like life on Deimos is everything hates each other and they want to kill each other. I think that's fascinating for like a concept for a world. Where the world is in two cycles, and that's the cycle of day and night by entities that fight each other for whatever is day and night. You would also think it would become very routine.
This is a good opportunity for you, actually. There should be useful detritus falling from the explosion. Try not to get crushed, little one.
I don't know, we never see Warframes get crushed. Maybe we need more hammer. I think that's the problem. Maybe our Warframes lack the hammer power like Lieutenant Krill has. He said he has he has that hammer power, right? So if we lack that hammer power, maybe we can. That's the reason why it can't be crushed. Well, it's just going to double or does not affect Phos residue or Vohm residue. And I do like, in this one, they actually do show you, oh yeah, you can get materials like this, right? Like, Cetus and Fortuna does not tell you that. It's a questline and questline only. Oh yeah, do I get a... Yes!
Note the curious way they float above the surface to feed. Don't bother trying to spear them in the exocrine itself. Too damn viscous. Their biology is crucial to my study. Infested, but not entangled in shared consciousness. If there's a hope in halting our mental decline, it might be here in these humble little specimens. Get to it.
Oh, I have to catch multiple fish.
Looks like you got the hang of it. But you have to understand. Helping my so-called family is the last thing I'm inclined to do. You'll have to make it worthwhile.
Generally, you use the infested spears in this area just because of this thick water-like substance. You can't get through it. It's like a solid wall for any other one. Generally, you just get an infested spear when you hit level 2 in Trotty, and then you just do that. Generally, that's easier than trying to use a regular fishing spear. Right, but like that's the fishing gameplay. It is literally just spear fishing. Until we get to Viri, which hopefully next time either I'll do Deviri, because Deviri is pretty fun. I like it's like the infestation or blocking the way. Like that's not the issue. Like luckily we're only fighting regular infested. We're not fighting real infested. The real infested companies. We're not fighting the Rexes. We're not fighting the what are the more powerful ones? There they are. This is one of them. Attacks on the ground. Yeah. This is one of the new. This is the real infestation. This is a tough one to kill. This is the tough one. And when you kill him, Birders dies, bleeds, and all that. That's the hard one because it's durable, moves a lot, and spears the ground to slow you down and stutter you. That is the annoying part about this one because when it stuns you, it slows you down before you get hit, as it's already anticipating you've been hit. Which is annoying when it's like, oh, it's already hit you technically. It's like, no, it hasn't yet. And it's like, well, we've deemed it does. And it causes some weird stuttering when it does hit you. And now we just amplify it with 10 of those worm things around. And that's why you want to kill them fast and quick and not even let them
I
survive.
remember my birthday. Woke with a knot in my stomach. The hum of my specimen tanks was missing. Silent. But I was surprised to find a little box wrapped in a red bow. A gift from my family that never, ever remembered. The note said, "Best wishes for my best sis." Can you guess what was in the box?
Infestation. A fish. Oh, that would be so funny. It's like, oh, a
A
fish.
white powder, as smooth and fine as silk.
It was
My
infestation.
entire collection, cremated, atomized, and returned as a gift by my deranged brother. If you see him on your descent to the heart, don't be fooled. He'll stab you in the back if he thinks it'll get him a moment's notice from Mother.
Well, that's... Huh. Okay, what was your collection? That's the thing I'm curious about. There was a bunch of, like, super ending world monsters that are just small and can't hurt anything yet, quote-unquote. They kind of justified of...
Proceed to the heart. Otak and I will take a damage assessment scan of it.
Lots of Barty Scratchikins on the scope. Maybe they're planning a party for you!
Go. Get eaten, you know, usual shit. That's Deimos' problems. Yeah, I just got eaten by a plant and got shipped halfway across. It's like, what? Like, yeah, it's just Deimos things. Oh, see if I can find any of those unique artifact things down here. I hope I can.
Noticed my collar, did you? A not so gentle reminder from dearest mother. No one in the universe can hold a grudge as deep or as long. She took away all my Entradi command words with it. Lloyd's got more respect in this family than I do. One simple mistake.
To be fair, it was not exactly a simple mistake.
How many times do I have to say I'm sorry? I broke the containment protocol. I carried the spores in. I screwed up. And suddenly, they all acknowledged my existence. Suddenly, something I'd done actually mattered. As if humiliating me would undo what happened to them. We're a lost cause. The infestation will come for what's left of us in time. Speak of them, and they shall appear.
Also, I don't like being called an Oregon thug. Oh, runs. It's like, oh yeah, the other things, the Necromax, they were a lot bigger. I'm like, yeah, bigger doesn't always mean better. Especially when Warframes can be committing like genocides instantly, and Necromax can barely even tickle these creatures on Deimos, let alone any kind of real threat. But Warframes were able to not only take down the Oricon Empire, but they were able to also
Maybe it's not the
defeat any
abomination you
current
think it
or
is.
lasting
Maybe
problems.
it knows better than Mother.
It kind of shows that the
Maybe we
Warframes are a little
ought to
bit more
succumb to it.
future-proof than Necromax were.
Some have
It's funny.
strange ideas. about what victory looks like. The solar rails, the Tenno. We all depend on the heart to keep the wall open to the other side.
Okay, so the solar rails are dependent on that. Good to know.
Goes with it.
Oh, but think of all the time we'd have for hobbies.
Those you want to collect. Whenever you see them, collect them. They're special material only meant for certain things. Like the certain thing I'm talking about is for like Necromech and certain weapons on Deimos. Those things, very important, very rare. Only like 1 or 2 will spawn in a vault. So if you ever see one, grab it. I think they have a humming ring to it, so you'll actually hear it. That's what I like looking for. Just making sure, hey, is there any nearby or anything? Okay, let's see what we got. I don't remember if we have to fight the Necromantic Guardian or not. I think we do. Oh, blue one? Okay. Huh. I've only seen red ones before on the surface. I don't know if they've ever been blue. Oh, Sinister Beam and Beam Light. Ow.
Requiem Cypher. I'm embarrassed to say I'm unsure what to make of this. Tenno, can you figure it out?
Oh.
Ooh, let me! Got it!
Okay, that should be it. Perfect. Huh. You know, I haven't seen the Heart of Deimos in a while. Oh, right. Void non-sensory. Wait, how could anything affect the Heart of Deimos? Well, anything flesh, I think, could probably bypass it. I do like both my submachine gun pistols are on my hips. Oh, Necromech, nice. Oh, there's the flamethrower, too. That's a flamethrower, not a gun.
I didn't expect to get through the door before I had a chance to finish. Forgive me. This is the only way.
Oh, it's a rogue Necromech. Interesting.
By the heart, it's dead.
The wall's closing, Mother. It's over.
Good. Good? You think this is good?
Oh, so you're talking to us now.
Mother,
Oh my
don't.
god.
This isn't the time.
Shut up. I want to see how low she can be.
Of course you do. Anything to make you feel better about yourself.
I wonder where he gets that from.
Stop. At least you didn't try to kill me.
Oh, please. You've been playing dead since the day I was born.
Well, I wish you had.
Stop!
Where's grandmother and all this? I want her to fucking, like, just say, stop being goddamn children.
Still functional. Listen carefully. Getting back to the surface is not going to be easy. I don't know how to break this to you, but your warframe, it's barely functional.
Yeah, I
You're
know.
going to have to stay low and out of sight. I know a shortcut, but you've got to do the rest.
Yeah, I'm a little effed at the moment there, Lloyd. Thanks for not warning me about
Having
a
fun?
crazy
I mean, it looks fun
Necromech.
and quite dangerous. Oh, good. There's another up ahead.
Be patient. Let them pass before moving on.
I didn't know there's a stealth section in this part of the game. Uh-oh. what combat rolling is for.
You're nearly out. Be cautious.
Nope, combat roll. Uh-oh. Combat roll harder. I can't bullet jump, but I can combat. Oh god. Nope, combat roll. Combat roll out of here. It's weird, they said the heart is dead, but we can still fight normally, so that's what I find is a little bizarre. If the heart was truly dead, right, we would be instantly gone too. Because of what our existence naturally is as the Tenno. But let's see what's going on here. We're still technically alive, I suppose.
You're still alive. That means we can fix this. We can get the heart back if we work together.
Well, I do need a I need something I can fight against them because my fucking Warframe's too fried. I don't have a spare Warframe at the moment. You only have 2 when you start beginning this game, so I don't have much of a chance to fight back. I could really use a really heavy gun. Like, I mean, really heavy. Oh, Jesus. Oh, there's my weapons back. Yes. Sinister Beam. Which is good for like the Glaxon and everything, which is an ice beam launcher.
Do you think they will be willing to go back down? Sun and I conveyed the worm to draw the infestation away, up to the surface.
Even if I agreed to help, what about the necromechs down there? Just one of those things.
I've got a little something that I've been saving for an occasion like this.
Alright. I've got the calculus data for a restart, but I'll need 10 quanta of leptosam. Son?
I have it. Should we wake up grandmother?
Let her sleep. Wouldn't want her to worry.
I don't know, it seems like grandmother has her shit together. I think she could probably solve this in like 10 seconds. She's like, solved.
Not at all, but we'll have to make an exception. Just this once. Alright, with the void closing up, you're gonna be too weak to help in that frame.
Necromech. Interesting.
Snake's in rough shape, but she's got enough juice for one last ride. What do you say? Ready to go old war style?
Old
All
war
right.
style.
Not ideal, but I've cross-routed your Warframe impulse stream directly to Snake. Now, she'll feel heavy, but you'll get used to it. Head outside, and we'll run a field test before your descent.
I don't think we have time if the heart's going down like that. I don't think we have much time. There we go. Perfect. Oh, I do like it looks rusty too. That's cool. That's a nice touch. It does look partially rusty.
All right, squeeze off a few rounds and get a feel for it.
No time for training exercises.
But we've got to prepare.
Tenno, get down there. You're just going to have to learn as you go.
Oh, don't worry. I've piloted these before. Okay. I just fast travel to... No, there's no point in fast traveling. I just run it. Let's keep going. It's for the movement system, just to practice to get there, so let's go. Like, this thing is a powerful archwing gun. And I was told, I remember reading advice at one point, you should use this first as an archwing gun. And I'm like, yeah, it's a pretty good archwing gun. Great too. Like, this is a great archwing gun. Heavy damage, it has an alternative fire, which is pretty damaging. Anything hit by it essentially is gone, which is amazing. Also, this level 30 void rage is weaker than my current one on my other file. Then again, like, my other one is a...
Rerouting power to... Yes! Secondary systems are back up.
Okay, launch canisters. Okay. Like I said, my the other necromech that is available at the current moment is the Bone Widow. And the Bone Widow is pretty decent. This is high health, high armor, and high just everything. The only thing it lacks is like subtle firepower. Like this thing has something called the
Caves won't be
guard
exactly
mode.
Clear, but it should help. I've dispersed some specimens to keep the infested out of the way.
Oh, so it's okay if you do it.
Eat powder pellets, you.
Take it easy. I summoned some velocipods too.
I've managed to bring additional systems online.
Shock status if it hits you. Yep. The only thing this one actually is better better energy. I think the only reason why that is it has flow max and my flow is like minimal. I didn't put a catalyst in my
When
necromech.
you get to the hub, you'll have to patch the damage and then we'll restart the system. It's a lot, but we're counting on you.
My concern is fighting other necromechs in this thing. Other necromechs are really powerful armor stats. There we go. Yeah, the move on's really weaker than I remember.
You should have additional functionality.
Yep. So where are all the necromechs we had from earlier? They're all gone now. Come on. Come on. There we go. There we go. Now I have my gun maxed again. So high power. Let's go. Let's keep pushing. Keep pushing. Keep going. The necromech is one of those things in this game where I'm like, it's a nice thing to have, but it's not really needed for a lot of things. Like, it's needed for other content in this game, like, as a requirement. Same like the railjack. It's required, but I just think it's a thing that's not really necessary. Ooh, yes, Harnessing. That's one thing. That's a good mod to have. Nice melee mod. I was hoping for Carapace as well. Carapace is really good too for a defense mod. Like a really good thing to have in early game anyway. Like in late game, it's kind of a niche armor mod, armor/health mod. It's not the greatest, but it's like it's a 9 cost, so if you're really low level, it at least gives you an alternative version. Okay, there we go. Hive station.
Where the hell is that necromech?
The spores. Son, you're on repairs.
No one listens to me.
Okay.
Tenno, can't have this area contaminated. Clear out those infected and destroy their spore clusters before we seal the chamber.
It's funny they want you to use the guard mode. I'm just using the gun. Because I know what's coming up next and I want that guard mode for a very good reason. Very good reason. I don't want to deal with enough that comes down the pipe. I might need it actually now. There's way too many of these guys. I see what's going on. I need to activate the storm shield ability. Much options here. Options. Can't kill the Juggernaut. One down. That's a lot. You know, I shouldn't have started all 3 of them. Probably a bad mistake on my part, to be fair. But at the same time, it's like, it shouldn't be that hard, but I'm at a limited health and everything. So it does not help at all. Okay, that necromech should pop up soon.
Spore clusters clear.
Okay.
I rigged Snake with an old Omni tool. Ready?
Okay, repairing the heart. Okay, I see how to do it. I see how you repair it. Man, it caused a lot of damage, but then I think you could argue it's the infested that did all this. Cool. Anywhere else? Oh, one more. Just right here. Perfect.
What do you think, Mother?
Seal the chamber. Initiating restart sequence. By Loke, we pass through and beyond.
That must be one of the
Chamber
Trotties.
sealed. That's it for your ride. A one-way trip for poor Snake. I'll cut the reroute as soon as the heart's beating. And you'll be back to your old self again.
That Necromac Zest is gonna fight us.
2,
I have
1.
a feeling.
You sure you've got the correct derivatives?
Again. 3, 2, 1.
Perfect. Just perfect.
It doesn't make sense. Something must be interfering. I checked the equations.
Well, check them again.
Don't yell at me. Again. There it is. Tenno, you've got to destroy this thing, or we're back where we started.
You have no idea how jealous I am right now.
Get fucking destroyed. Aha. Uh-oh. Oh.
You gave her a good send-off. You have my thanks. Ah, Snake. I'm gonna miss you.
Ah, crap. I broke his Necromac.
Rerouting you.
Yes. Arrest.
So this is the heart of Deimos. Come on, we got this. Come on. I think a good capstone for this stream will be beating that darn junction. 86 hours. Huh. Harness Mandible. Yep, that's a good, I think, melee or secondary? Melee. Yep. Speak to grandmother. Oh yeah, the only one that has their shit together in this goddamn family. Yep.
They're an insufferable lot, aren't they?
Oh my god,
son
Grandmother's so
Father,
relatable. They are
blasty and
assholes.
spineless all at once. His absentee wife, Mother, who can't see past what she's lost to see what she has. And who can blame the children? Daughter, trying to convince herself she's so different. It only makes her more the same. And the boy,
Jesus.
poor son, he mistakes kindness for mediocrity. Who's he competing with other than himself? But in a crisis, they can come together.
Wait, did you orchestrate this crisis? Wait, did you?
I've no idea what you're talking about. But even as they've forgotten themselves, their names, their bonds, they might still be a
This
family.
Trixie Vixen,
Seems
she
you're an
knew
important part
that
of
they were
now.
slipping, so she
Maybe
decided,
I can
oh
help
wow,
you and your family.
that is schemy,
Small
but
frame,
smart.
Zaku, somewhat of a family themselves. A son of many, a composite of others we lost in the ages that our Entrati family has served here.
Oh, she is schemy.
For
I'll
now,
give her that. She
I
is a
think we've had
brilliant
more than
fox.
enough excitement
She
for
knew
one
that the
day.
family wouldn't
But
come together
who
unless something truly was
I could
happening.
do with a little lie down.
Well, yeah, being that infested probably isn't healthy for you. Alright. I was thinking getting Zaku as my other frame, and then I realized I'm going to do a lot of Deimos bounties, not the issue. I have to do a lot of Fortuna stuff, not really an issue.
Unread inbox messages make me ill.
Complete the Cirrus Junction, yep, awesome. Oh my god. Okay, so you see a lot of this stuff. You're like, oh, this doesn't seem bad. Where do you get all this stuff? Well, it's bad. Let me explain. So the alloy is a mix of different places, and the netherite is pretty easy to get, and the cranial foreclamp, foremount, is only on Deimos. That is a rare gem from the Andrades. The Necropod, Chronal, and the Devolved Nilium is actually pretty easy to get too. And the Necromed Pod is actually relatively not too hard. The problem is you need high standing with them to do so. Luckily, I'm pretty sure all of it is a manageable way to do things. Phobos, but first...
Will you begin another mission?
Generally, what I'll be doing first is all the relays and everything, trying to unlock most of the map. Oh man, I like the bursting because it's a semi-auto, but it's too weak at the moment. If I'm gonna take down Tainted Mag and Fire Rate, minus damage but better fire rate. No, I don't need it. I don't need a poor ammo. Banes won't work. Do I have enough endo to just upgrade Serration one more time? No, I don't. But infected clip I do. At least 2 times. There we go. That will increase my damage tremendously. Let's do this. Okay. Wait, do I have enough resources to build? I don't think I got any narrow dilutes from that. I didn't. Darn it. Okay. Alright, to Cirrus. Let's see how this plays out. Because every time you clear a junction, you generally get XP and everything for it, too. Uh-oh. Trinity? Oh no, this thing is... Okay, let's see if I can rush it. Yeah, generally, most workers don't like being rushed like this. There we go. Also, they don't think you have something this powerful early on either. And generally, you shouldn't have the endo and everything I have. It's early on. So this will help tremendously taking them down. Alright, Cirrus Junction done. Hell yeah. Oh, there's Prime Fever Strike. Whoa, what the hell? What's going on? Whoa. Yeah, I know to complete the Archer quest, but I don't have it. Okay. So I did the Heart of Deimos. I've done... It requires a railjack. And to do the railjack one, which I think is called... What is it called? Not this one. Silver Grove, Wave Rider, Zimmerman. Where is it? Not Veilbreaker, not Deadlock, not Call. Rising Tide, that's what it's called. Build the Railjack Cephalon in the Foundry. Okay.
Stand by while I analyze the intelligence profiles.
So Deviri, Call, Howl of the Kubro. I'll track this one next.
Tenno, your Kubro has matured. Now, there is only one more rite of passage before you can truly be bonded. I have learned of a Grenier excavation which is said to have uncovered an Orokin-era Kubro collar. Take your Kubro to Earth and recover the collar.
Collar your dog. It's like, we're leashing my dog in the park here while it eats the Grenier. Sure, why not? What could possibly go wrong? Defend your Kubro in combat. And I think this is the last of the Howl of the Kubro, I'm pretty sure. And after that, that'll be the Kubro questline done. So that means I knocked out 2 quest lines, 2 junctions.
A recent Grenier excavation
Actually, I'm
has
gonna check what the
uncovered
requirements are for the other
orc era
junction because it
Kubrel
might be
collar.
actually pretty
The
easy to
Grenier
do.
are not pleased about you taking their treasure. Defend the artifact until extraction arrives.
Mark 2 should be fine. Oh yeah, the reason why I named Mark 2 is just so I know what mastery I am at that moment when I got that Kubro. Yep. Okay, Bratton does decent damage now. Good. I say decent, I'm not gonna say it's outstanding damage. But it's good enough to kill Grenier, which is not much to say. Ooh, Neurodiodes. Perfect. I can build Archwing. Perfect. I might actually be able to do Archwing tonight too. I have another 30 minutes left in me. I can probably do that. Okay, someone's coming. Got him. Got him. Got him. Another guy. Thanks, Kubro. Thanks, Mark 2. Alright. Give me an ampule. Oh god, that's a lot of guys. Yeah, I should be able to do the Archwing next. After that, I should actually have a lot of stuff buttoned up for the next few. I'm gonna see what the next one is after that. For story progression. I'm pretty sure I've done all the main story ones at the moment until I hit Nata and... Is that Second Dream? Is it Sacrifice or Second Dream? I think it's... Sacrifice I'm relying on getting my next warframe, which is Umbra. In the meantime, I should probably do Node, boss fights, and open worlds. Which one should I do first? Open world, maybe? Yeah, probably open world's probably the best time sink. I think Deimos is the most important one. I'm pretty sure all the materials for the Necromech require Deimos only. I'm pretty sure, besides the one that's mixed with a Bonafile. Which is a mix for, just requiring... Just for the material, I think. Just for the mining material, and mining material isn't gapped. Like, stop gapped. Like, I don't need a refined ore with another refined ore. But I might start doing a lot of the open world stuff. Just so it gets done. Especially with some of the harder stuff I know later on. It's kind of nice to have certain standing limits capped out. I think I want to get to a decent MR first, so I can just rank and rank them in a single evening, or a single stream. I'm thinking, what's the most effective strategy for leveling getting to New War? And I'm like, okay, New War needs Necromech, Railjack, and to get each of these, you need certain materials with the open worlds, to a certain degree. So I'm thinking I might do that to get... just to get a lot of material early. And then Deviri might be a fun little side project to work on. It could be. I'm not saying like I should put a lot of my chips on Deviri to essentially make up for any of my shortcomings with like certain things. Heavy Trauma and then Sundering Wave, which is a decent well, I think machetes only have one stance besides Enclave one, so
it is done. The collar has been attached and the bond between Tenno and Kubro has been cemented.
Perfect, that's done now.
Operator,
Good.
You will remember to care for the beast, won't you? Ordis doesn't care either way. Do I?
Okay. I'm gonna upgrade it now because I think it has fetch. Mark II upgrade. Okay, it has dig and ferocity. This will split it in half, so I'll put that in there for better armor. Dig and ferocity.
Ready to kick.
Okay, so that part's done. Now I can do this. Build the archwing. And I think that finishes the archwing questline, I think. Or there's something else, right? Build the archwing, and then is there anything after that? I think it's probably just the quest. New Strange, Europa, and that, and then Nata and the Uranus Junction. I know the New Strange I have to do, which is after Stolen Dreams. And Nata, so I think it's Nata first, then Strange Dreams, because Europa Junction. Where is Europa? Europa is over here. It's over here. Okay, so it was a condition. Okay, what does Ceres need? Survive 10 minutes on Draco on Ceres, defeat Vor and Krill, and complete the Archwing in your Codex. Which I'm doing right now, for that one anyway, so that part won't be an issue. It will just be... It'll just be doing that Cetus stuff, or Ceres stuff. Okay, good, now I can do Archwing, good, available... Oh, I can build a Fulgor. Nice. I'll build that. This one will take a minute. Good. Oh, I can build a Vabon or Optics? Oh, nice. Or Mag. Build a Rhino chassis too. Okay. I'm liking my options here. I do like I could build another Excalibur if I wanted to be fair.
Everything in orders,
Garuda.
operator? Is that a
Not a lot of good options here at the moment.
I will attempt to bypass this vault.
Let's see here. Is there no weapons I can build at all or anything? Oh, I could build this. Oh, Mastery Rank 3. It's gonna be Mastery, isn't it? That's what this playthrough is gonna be. It's gonna be always, oh, I don't have enough Mastery for that. And then it'll be not enough components. And then I'm like, what else is it going to be? Like, this one takes Mastery Rank 8, and I could essentially build it.
Foundry items ready to claim, operator.
Okay, now what do I do?
Congratulations, you've crafted an Archwing. Now I must commence calibration. So much to do.
Awesome.
By my calculations, this
Now.
process will take 372 hours. Oh, that does seem like a long time.
Tenno, this is an urgent mission. A Corpus scout ship with information about the location.
Alright, perfect. We'll do the Archwing mission, hopefully get the Archwing buttoned up. I wonder, could I actually rush this?
Tensions between the Grineer and Corpus are boiling over. You're here to find out if the Corpus knows.
Well, I'm gonna kill both sides anyway, because, you know, Tenno.
For too long, the Corpus have extorted the Grenier. Roll back. Consider our contracts cancelled. This is a hostile takeover.
I love that he speaks it in corporate terms. It's funny.
Was hoping that Tenno had taught you a little humility when they destroyed your precious Fomorian fleet. Did you really believe that Tenno destroyed all my Fomorians?
Wait, he has more? Wait, does this guy have the U.S. Army's budget?
There is something breaking from the void.
Uh-oh.
boarding mission. Get to extraction.
You know what's weird? Her mouth doesn't move when she talks.
Sorry, ship integrity will not permit extraction at this time.
What?
You only have one chance. Ordis, destroy Arclight.
But my calibrations, it's not...
Ordis, do it now.
Okay, deploying Arclight.
Yep, gonna need it. Ooh. Oh
Tenno,
wait, our ship can
you
go
need to
invisible?
get to the other side of this debris field where Ordis can safely extract it.
Okay.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching. Energy net. You're stuck in here until you take out that Zeppelin. Energy net disappearing. Keep moving. Get to cover. The Fomorian's guns will obliterate you. That Zeppelin just engaged an energy net. You're stuck in here until it's destroyed. The net is down.
Gone.
Get going.
I love my Kubro's gaining levels, but it's not here.
Operator, the
Unless it's
Arclight is
biting things in
performing
space, which I think would be funny.
expectations. I suppose my calibration process was not necessary after all.
You would wonder why you need to wait all those hours for settings, so maybe those settings were either non-functional or
Stay
just...
out of the line of fire.
or they were not needed. It's just like, oh, we're doing fine without those settings. But what if we actually did those settings? Would it just be like autopilot the whole time? We wouldn't do anything. Engine net, really? Right. Getting the hell out of here. Come on.
Tenno, you have to keep moving.
Perfect.
Artis, can you extract now? Another job well executed. Tenno, stand by for pickup.
Perfect. Got the hell out of there before anything else things happen that were worse. Good. I think that's Archwing mission now done, I think. And with the Archwing done, that means we got even more...
We now
Yep,
have the tools
perfect.
to
The
take on
plexus.
Vahek and his
Awesome,
Baylor
that's the thing for the
Fomorians.
railjack.
This arsenal is growing, but so will ours. There are more Arcwing designs and more weapons. Together we will take to the skies and confront this new threat.
Oh, only if those missions weren't so limited, Lotus. Only if. Alright. Complete the Jupiter Junction. Alright. Alright, so Palace. Where do I have to go? Draco. Where was Draco? Oh, you son of a... And defeat Captain Vor. Okay, so if I go underneath here, I might be able to do it. You know what? That's a tomorrow problem. Well, I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. This has been DRM76Z on Wavelength 388, giving you all a good evening and hopefully a happy day or night at this rate.
Nobody can
Goodbye.
blame, but they think they already